while martial arts students prepare their combat gear before the unified exam. Teacher Chen Fan then warns martial arts students about the deadly risks of their exam and advises weak students not to take it. From his seat, Xu Jingming feels the warning is for him. He thinks about how he transmigrated to this world called Blue Star, a place with advanced technology but also ferocious beasts, so some humans awaken superpowers rated from F to S. He has an E-grade weak electricity ability, and its power is just like a simple stun baton. Just then, his classmate Huang Tian taps mockingly on his desk and calls him E-grade trash, suggesting he choose liberal arts instead and become a clerk. Before Xu Jingming can answer, a girl named Lin Qingli stands up and tells Huang Tian to mind his own business. Annoyed, Huang Tian scoffs at her and promises to show her who is best during the exam. Lin Qingli turns to Xu Jingming with concern, advising him to ignore Huang Tian and consider switching to liberal arts. Xu Jingming listens silently. In the Great Xia Kingdom, education is split into liberal arts for an ordinary life and martial arts for a dangerous path where students fight beasts to the death. He understands why his teacher and Lin Qingli are worried, but he also knows he cannot escape the constant threat of the beasts. He recalls kneeling and crying over his parents' bodies after a beast tide, a memory that now strengthens his resolve to never be powerless again. So, with determination, he firmly declares he will still choose the martial arts exam. Later, Xu Jingming keeps practicing relentlessly with a long spear in a training hall, channeling his electrical ability. He executes powerful swings until, drained and yawning, he collapses onto the floor. Lying there, he thinks about his 2.5 years of spear training, which has only reached a beginner level, even after buying a technique called Lightning Gale Break for 300,000. He knows the death rate for students below D class increases every year. Still, he decides to fight with everything he has to get into a university. Just then, a blue holographic interface materializes in front of him displaying System Activating. He is startled and gets up. The notification asks if he wants to claim the newbie gift package. He realizes this could be the legendary cheating system for transmigrators, and grins. The system reveals that gift package includes an S-rank super ability and 200 ability points. He is momentarily speechless, knowing an S-rank ability is so rare and its bearers are instantly recruited by top universities and cultivated into powerhouses. With a determined grin, he claims the gift without hesitation. 3 system windows appear immediately, confirming the newbie gift package is claimed, 200 ability points are credited, and the system begins distributing his new S-rank ability, Purple Cloud Thunder God's Lightning. The power surges into his heart, causing great pain and making violent purple lightning tear through his body, and even his shirt rips apart from the energy. The energy explodes outwards, breaking the room and blowing out the window. This draws attention from the street below, where a woman points upwards, and a young man calls for the fire department. Inside, Xu Jingming continues to suffer. The sky outside darkens and a massive dragon of blue lightning forms above the apartment, an event that immediately catches the notice of powerful people across the city. The lightning dragon spins in the sky before crashing down into Xu Jingming's body. He screams one last time as the progress bar reaches 100% and the ability transformation finishes. He slowly clenches his fist and feels tremendous new power with blue and purple electricity sparking around it. He grins, reflecting that this S-rank ability is much stronger than his old one, easily capable of destroying someone with a single hit. However, he has broken some windows in the process, but he is glad he controlled it. He then remembers the 200 ability points and asks the system what the points are for. The system explains that killing fierce beasts gives these points, which can raise his levels and skills. A mischievous smile returns to his face, pleased with this straightforward cheating system. He opens his status panel. The panel shows his name, his level as an unranked awakened, his new S-rank ability Purple Heaven Divine Thunder, and his 200 available points. The unified exam is only 1 day away, so Xu Jingming knows he must use these points smartly to become as strong as possible. So, he immediately tells the system to allocate all the points for him. Xu Jingming reasons that every ability stems from the strength of the body and the clarity of the spirit, so he prioritizes raising his physique and spirit. The system processes the points, and the numbers for both attributes rise rapidly. Dark purple energy swirls around him as a dazed feeling washes over him, his vital energy and thoughts growing stronger. He tightens his fist, feeling the new power, and tests a punch which sends a vortex of blue and purple lightning shooting forward, far beyond his previous capability. The system confirms the upgrade, showing his physique at 141 and his spirit at 160. A confident expression forms on his face, realizing entry to an Awakener university should now be assured, though he wonders how he compares to the hundreds of thousands of other provincial candidates. He kicks his spear from the broken floor, slings it over his shoulder, and decides to test his new power at the martial arts hall. Just as he prepares to leave, 3 firefighters burst in, responding to a report of a fire. Xu Jingming calmly explains the disturbance was from his ability training. The lead firefighter, accustomed to such incidents involving awakened individuals, accepts this and withdraws with his team. Stepping outside, Xu Jingming is approached by a neighbor, Uncle Yang, who asks about the commotion. After a brief reassurance, Xu Jingming heads for the Thunderclap Martial Hall, a popular and free training facility for students. Inside the bustling hall, he notices a familiar group, including his cousin Tang Qi. After a brief greeting, he excuses himself toward the training rooms, leaving Tang Qi sensing something different about him. Her friend Xiaoya becomes excited, but Tang Qi quickly deflates the mood by revealing Xu Jingming only has an E-rank ability, casting a worried shadow over his decision to take the martial exam. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming enters an empty training room. The spear feels strangely light in his newly strengthened hands. He first tests his pure physical strength, thrusting the spear into the target. Shock fills him as the readout shows 321 calories, more than double the standard for an unranked awakened. He then channels his S-rank ability, Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. Purple and blue lightning erupts as he strikes again, the display flashing 3,021 calories. Joy rises in him. This output matches a mid-tier first-tier awakener. Gathering all his strength for a final strike, he unleashes a devastating attack. The spear, wrapped in concentrated purple lightning, hits the target, causing a massive explosion that shakes the entire hall. In the main stadium, students stumble, and Tang Qi's group follows the energy trail down a corridor. They meet Xu Jingming as he exits, spearhead wrapped in cloth, and he states he is heading home to prepare. Dismissing him, the group enters the training room and freezes. The advanced target is gone, replaced by a huge crater in the reinforced wall. Rubble litters the floor, and the room is utterly destroyed. Tang Qi, Xiaoya, and the others stare in stunned silence at the incomprehensible destruction. Xiaoya stares at the destruction inside the training room and exclaims in shock that even the advanced memory metal target has been blown apart. She believes such force would require an extremely intense attack and wonders if any high schooler in Jiangcheng could achieve this level of power. The brown-haired male friend rejects the idea immediately while touching the crater. He states that the remaining energy feels far too violent for a high school student and guesses that a powerful second-order ability user might have wandered into the student area by mistake. Another friend agrees and claims that even a genius from the provincial capital could not create such destruction, making it impossible for someone in their small city. Xiaoya suggests a different possibility. She mentions that the only person they saw leaving the area was Xu Jingming and wonders if he might be a hidden super genius. Her friends laugh at the idea and say she has probably been reading too many novels. Someone reminds her that Xu Jingming is an E-class awakened who should barely reach 300 calories with a full attack. Another friend insists the real expert must have left through the other corridor. The group turns to Tang Qi and asks what she thinks. Tang Qi answers with a simple, uncertain remark. She moves closer to the shattered wall and examines the marks. It is clear that a long spear caused them. A flash of memory shows her cousin holding his spear, and suspicion rises inside her. She quietly questions whether Xu Jingming taking the martial arts exam is overconfidence or something much greater. The next morning, it is time for the martial arts exam. Dozens of buses stop before a large fortified exam venue, releasing students armed with different weapons. Xu Jingming walks with a calm and steady confidence, carrying his spear on his shoulder. A tall fence surrounds the exam grounds, and the students gather to look inside with mixed excitement and fear. One student mutters nervously about the strong beasts, and many agree that this year will be extremely difficult. A sharp and arrogant voice cuts through the crowd. A long-haired boy with a massive sword mocks the fearful students and says that anyone unable to defeat a unicorn rhinoceros is useless. Silence spreads among the group. Xu Jingming is standing with his best friend Liu Jie and wonders who the arrogant boy is. The ID display identifies him as Zhou Mingyang. Liu Jie explains that Zhou Mingyang is a famous genius with a B-class ability who already advanced to First Order, an achievement very rare among high school students. Xu Jingming looks at the prodigy with calm confidence and a competitive spark in his eyes. Just then, a loud voice calls for attention. A stern man with a scar introduces himself as Wang, the commander-in-chief of the exam. He stands on a military vehicle and reviews the rules. He states that the exam lasts 12 hours, from 9 in the morning until 9 at night. He gestures toward the huge ruined town ahead and explains that it is divided into 4 areas: outer, central, inner, and core. Students earn points by killing beasts, with stronger beasts giving higher scores. He warns that the core area is meant only for the strongest students and urges everyone to act within their limits and avoid unnecessary risks. Xu Jingming listens carefully and thinks about his own power. Before gaining his new strength, he would not have dared to enter anything beyond the outer area. Confidence floods him now, and ambition rises as he plans to push deep into the inner circle and possibly even test himself in the core area. Then, an announcement instructs students to collect their exam supplies. Xu Jingming and Liu Ji approach class teacher Chen Fan, who distributes tactical backpacks. Xu Jingming receives a smartwatch to track points, a pack containing energy bars, a drink, a medical kit, and a safety ball designed to produce a high-voltage barrier against beasts. Class teacher Chen Fan reminds him that his life holds the greatest importance and that using the safety ball early is always acceptable. Xu Jingming thanks him sincerely. Right after, a familiar voice calls his name. Lin Qingli runs over and invites him to join her team. Beside her stands Liu Jie, who promises to protect him during the exam. But another teammate objectifies the plan and complains that this is a competitive exam and argues that bringing an E rank awakened like Xu Jingming will lower their scoring potential. Another teammate agrees angrily, accusing Lin Qingli of changing the strategy. Their objections clearly show that they see Xu Jingming as a burden. Liu Jie becomes furious, yet Xu Jingming places a calming hand on his shoulder and gives a polite smile and declines the offer, saying he plans to enter alone. Lin Qingli looks worried but respects his choice and wishes him safety. The complaining student smirks and says they should find the strong Huang to join them instead. Xu Jingming watches them leave with a confident smirk, believing he is fully capable of securing a high score by himself. The official announcement marks the start of the martial arts exam. Numerous drones fill the air to broadcast the event live. The massive gates slide open, and students rush into the ruined city with battle cries. Tang Qi and her friends enter as well. A determined girl with a huge sword charges forward. Zhou Mingyang leaps ahead using his wind ability and quickly gains the lead. Xu Jingming stays calm. One steady step turns into a smooth run as he moves forward with his spear. He taps his smartwatch, and a holographic screen shows his identity and the real-time rankings. Zhou Mingyang already holds first place with 7 points. Xu Jingming looks at the leaderboard with a confident grin. The early kills only fuel his competitive desire. Many students begin fighting in the outer sections, yet Xu Jingming chooses a bolder strategy. He decides not to waste time and heads straight toward the high-risk core area. The ruined city grows darker and quieter as he runs deeper inside, and just then he sees a disturbing sight ahead. A student lies motionless in a pool of blood, and a green safety ball sits unused beside the body. Xu Jingming studies the gruesome scene and understands how sudden the attack must have been. The fear strikes him deeply because this reminds him that class teacher Chen Fan and Commander Wang warned everyone repeatedly about the danger. He realizes that without receiving his S-class ability yesterday, he might have suffered the same fate. He finally accepts how brutal the martial arts exam truly is. He kneels beside the fallen student and uses the student's smartwatch to request retrieval of the body. The action feels solemn because he knows opportunities always come with danger. Just then, a faint noise reaches him from nearby ruins, and a clawed paw slowly slides into view from behind a broken wall. It turns out to be a large shadow cat with glowing purple eyes. Xu Jingming immediately understands the deadly situation. The beasts intentionally left the corpse untouched to lure in more victims, turning the entire area into a trap waiting to snap shut. The shadow cat lunges at Xu Jingming with its claws extended, but he remains perfectly calm and sidesteps the attack with a fluid motion. The beast lands gracefully, its glowing purple eyes fixed on him, and lets out a ferocious roar to intimidate its prey. Xu Jingming knows fierce beasts possess a special aura that paralyzes most first-time fighters with fear, a disadvantage wealthy families pay to overcome through early wilderness training. He feels completely unaffected by this pressure. He readies his spear as the shadow cat attacks again, and channels purple lightning into the weapon for a single swift thrust that pierces the beast's head and kills it instantly. Right then, his smartwatch confirms the kill of the unranked fierce beast and grants him 3 ability points, explaining that fierce beasts are divided into 9 ranks, from 1 to 9. Fierce beasts below the first rank are unranked, which corresponds to human awakened people. Realizing the fear aura has no power over him, and the beasts here award so little points, Xu Jingming decides there is little point in remaining in the outer area and resolves to head for the more dangerous central zone. He begins a journey deeper into the exam venue, cutting a path through unranked beasts like shadow cats, iron-furred pigs, and wolf-like creatures. Each kill grants him a steady 3 to 5 ability points, but he soon identifies a flaw in his approach, and that is, his new S-rank ability is so overwhelmingly powerful that it kills instantly, preventing him from honing his actual combat skills. He also considers the high energy cost, knowing he cannot maintain his S-rank power at full strength for even an hour, unlike his old E-rank ability. With the exam lasting 12 hours, he understands he must conserve energy for the core area and decides to rely solely on his spear technique for future fights. Just then, a new threat appears immediately in the form of a massive bipedal unicorn rhinoceros. The beast roars and charges, tossing a wrecked car aside with its immense strength. Xu Jingming stands his ground to meet the charge head-on. The powerful impact of the rhino's horn sends him flying backward, but he uses the momentum to flip in midair, positioning himself above the beast. He dives down, lands on its back, and plunges his spear deep into its skull with a single precise strike, defeating the massive creature. He breathes slightly, surprised by his increased killing speed, and wonders if his spear technique has improved. He summons his system panel, which confirms his spear technique has reached the intermediate stage and his ability points have risen to 256. Concluding that spear technique is the most effective way to boost his strength, he uses his accumulated points to upgrade the skill again. A massive influx of advanced spear techniques and complex movements instantly floods his mind, integrating into his muscle memory and amazing him with the volume of knowledge. This acquisition fills him with a surge of confidence, and he gets more eager to find a first-rank fierce beast to test his new skills. In another part of the outer area, Lin Qingli and her team are moving through the streets when she suddenly stops, puzzled by a familiar silhouette in the distance. She voices her thought that it might be Xu Jingming, but a teammate immediately dismisses the idea, arguing it would be suicide for an E-rank student to be that deep in the exam zone. Lin Qingli is filled with doubt but cannot shake the feeling. However, her thoughts are interrupted when another teammate calls the group over to a massive, freshly killed corpse of a unicorn rhinoceros. The blood on its wounds is still wet, meaning it was killed just minutes ago. They examine the fatal injury, a clean, penetrating wound to the head made by a long-handled weapon, clearly a spear wound. The pieces click together in Lin Qingli's mind, connecting the spear wound, the timing, and the silhouette. But her skeptical teammate scoffs at the suggestion, arguing that a unicorn rhinoceros is a beast only a C-rank awakener could defeat alone. To settle the argument, another teammate suggests checking the score rankings. Lin Qingli activates the leaderboard on her smartwatch, and her eyes widen in shock upon seeing Xu Jingming from Jiangcheng No. 2 High School in 46th place with 256 points. All her teammates are speechless with pure disbelief, refusing to accept that the E-rank student they looked down on is now in the top 50, and speculating it must be someone with the same name. Meanwhile, officials and VIPs are watching the exam on large screens far from the battlefield. They note the predictable strength of First High School, which dominates the top 10 ranks, and single out Zhou Mingyang, who is ranked first with 412 points, and seems to have secured the title of Jiangcheng's top student. One official even wonders if he can break into the provincial top 100, a feat no one from their city has achieved in years. Zhang Wenshan, the director of the Jiangcheng Education Bureau, agrees with a self-satisfied smile, calling Zhou Mingyang the city's ace and expressing confidence in his provincial success. He then turns to the principals of first and third high schools, praising their institutions. While praising the top schools, Director Zhang condescendingly tells Principal Zhao Yao of second high school that his school needs to work harder, noting their best student is only ranked 18th. Principal Zhao Yao sweats nervously, bowing and stamming his agreement while inwardly fuming. He knows only 8 of the top 50 students are from his school and mentally urges his top performers to improve. He then pauses, noticing the name Xu Jingming is unfamiliar. He turns to class teacher Chen Fan beside him and asks about this student. Chen Fan has a jaw-dropping reaction of pure shock, wiping sweat from his brow as he recalls Xu Jingming as an E-rank awakener. He briefly wonders if the boy hid his true strength but dismisses the thought as impossible. He looks up at the monitors in frustration, realizing that since only the top 10 students have dedicated camera feeds, there is no way to see how Xu Jingming is accumulating so many points. Back in the exam venue, Xu Jingming pushes through the outer area and arrives at the central zone, a place with a much higher danger level. He walks calmly through the streets, eats an energy bar, and observes that the number of fierce beasts has decreased because ranked beasts have developed intelligence and a sense of territory, making them more difficult opponents. Just then, his sharp senses suddenly pick up a presence, and his eyes narrow as he announces his target has arrived. An instant later, a powerful striped beast bursts through a pile of wrecked cars. The creature is a first-rank fierce beast, an arm-blade tiger, named for the sharp, blade-like bones on its forelimbs. Xu Jingming stands there completely unfazed, pleased with his good luck to encounter a first-rank beast so soon. With confident and eager expression, he readies his spear, declaring that this powerful opponent is the perfect test for his newly upgraded spear technique. The arm-blade tiger roars and lunges with its powerful claws, but Xu Jingming remains calm and holds his spear defensively. He deflects the initial pounce with a graceful spin, using the spear's shaft to parry and force the beast to recoil. He feels unimpressed by the first-tier beast's power, mentally taunting that it would take a Tiger King to make him exert real effort. This taunt seems to enrage the beast. He goes on the offensive, leaping forward with incredible speed to land a clean, deep strike on the tiger's shoulder. The injured beast roars in fury, and its eyes glow with a menacing teal light as it rises on its hind legs for a devastating swipe. Xu Jingming dodges with incredible reflexes, using the momentum to swing around a lamppost and avoid the claws, positioning himself for a counterattack. Acknowledging the beast's tenacious struggle, he decides to end the fight and channels his spear technique, Lightning Gale Break. A vortex of blue energy swirls around his weapon as he unleashes a devastating spinning attack, his body becoming a blur with multiple slashing arcs of light that tear through the tiger. The beast collapses, defeated. His smartwatch confirms the kill of a first-tier armored tiger and awards him 14 ability points. He notes with satisfaction that this is almost double the points from an unranked beast. A new perspective dawns on him, realizing the exam hall is a perfect treasure ground for him to level up, and he vows to harvest as many points as possible by hunting powerful beasts. Officials and teachers watching the live rankings see Xu Jingming tied for 32nd place with 328 points. An official asks class teacher Chenfan if this surprising student is from his class, making him the center of attention with other teachers praising his methods. A flustered Chenfan humbly deflects the praise onto the student's own hard work. Their conversation is cut short when someone shouts that Xu Jingming's rank has jumped to number 25. An official exclaims in disbelief at the 44-point gain. Director Zhang Wenshan mentally calculates that such a gain in the 4-second update window means Xu Jingming must have killed either 5 peak unranked beasts or 3 low-grade first-tier beasts almost simultaneously. A pleased smile spreads across his face as he remarks this performance is unheard of in years. He turns to Principal Zhao Yao, calling Xu Jingming a very good prospect and asking why he has never heard of him. The flustered principal admits he only just learned of the student himself and summons a nervous Chenfan to explain. Standing before the city's top officials, a sweating Chenfan stammers out the unbelievable truth that Xu Jingming awakened only an E-grade ability, weak electricity. The principal is incredulous, but Chenfan insists he is certain and even advised the student not to take the exam. Director Zhang Wenshan listens with growing curiosity, deducing that the student must have other outstanding qualities to achieve this. His interest is piqued, and he decides to wait, confidently predicting Xu Jingming will soon break into the top 10, at which point a dedicated camera feed will reveal his methods, with stern warning of consequences if he is cheating. Just then, Chenfan and Principal Zhao Yao's eyes widen in shock as a new update places Xu Jingming in 9th place, now in the top 10. Just below him at number 12 is his cousin, Tang Qi. Elsewhere in the exam hall, Tang Qi, now with cat-like ears and a tail, sits atop a defeated beast. She looks into the distance with a knowing smile, now certain her cousin caused the destruction at the martial arts hall. The top-ranked student, Zhou Mingyang, also notices the new name, thinking to himself he has never heard of Xu Jingming before. A dedicated camera drone is now sent to follow Xu Jingming. The feed shows him effortlessly killing another first-tier beast with his spear, earning another 14 points. He comments to himself that efficiency is much higher in the central area, then notices the drone and realizes he must have entered the top 10. Standing over his latest kill, he reflects that the exam is a test of strength and potential where better results lead to greater recognition. He decides he has no reason to hide his true power anymore and declares breaking into the top 10 is just the beginning. Before challenging the core area, he checks his system panel, noting his spear technique is at the advanced level and he has 312 ability points. He feels some disappointment that his level has not automatically promoted from awakened, and deduces that advancing to a true ability user requires a specific cultivation method, which is impossible during the exam. Since he cannot increase his rank, he spends points to boost his physique by 40 and his spirit by 22. Feeling a surge of new power, he clenches his fist and heads to the core area. He arrives at the entrance to the highest danger zone and is greeted by a brutal scene, a pack of 9 armored tigers devouring a large rhino-like beast. He observes the pack and identifies the larger, more powerful one in the middle as the armored Tiger King. Far from being intimidated, he sees this as a great harvest of points. Just as he prepares to move, he senses another presence and tells the hidden person to come out. Zhou Mingyang emerges from behind a corner, looking impressed and complimenting Xu Jingming on his sharp perception. He admits he did not expect the mysterious student who broke into the top 10 to be him. Xu Jingming recognizes the top-ranked student and asks how he knew his identity. Zhou Mingyang explains he is familiar with every strong candidate who could enter the core area and deduced who he was based on his rapid rise. Zhou Mingyang reveals he has been watching the tiger pack and prepares to draw his sword. Xu Jingming immediately becomes wary, asking if he intends to steal the monsters. Zhou Mingyang clarifies he has no intention of stealing the kill but explains the armored Tiger King is a powerful mid-grade first-tier beast, and with its pack, it is an opponent no single person can handle alone. He proposes they cooperate. However, Xu Jingming flatly rejects the offer with absolute confidence, declaring that he is more than enough by himself. Dismissing Zhou Mingyang's offer, Xu Jingming confidently steps into the open to confront the pack of armored tigers. His sudden appearance immediately draws their attention, and they respond with warning growls. The Tiger King, perched on its kill, roars to assert its dominance. Xu Jingming observes that the pack has a simple battle formation with the stronger ones in front, a sign of their intelligence under a beast king. One tiger breaks from the pack and charges. From his hiding spot, Zhou Mingyang watches with disbelief and intrigue, curious to see if Xu Jingming is overconfident or possesses special skill. Facing the charging beast, Xu Jingming remains perfectly still with a calm aura. He begins to spin his spear with blinding speed, gathering energy before unleashing a devastatingly wide spinning sweep. A massive arc of force tears through the air, cutting through several tigers at once and sending a spray of blood across the street. System notifications instantly confirm the kills and award ability points. The lifeless bodies of the tigers collapse onto the pavement, the initial wave annihilated by a single strike. The armored Tiger King becomes enraged by the slaughter. Xu Jingming looks at the carnage with dissatisfaction, remarking that his physical strength is still lacking since he could not kill all the tigers in one blow. The remaining tigers, led by their enraged king, surround him. The Tiger King unleashes a deafening sonic roar meant to disorient its opponent, shattering nearby windows into a rain of glass. Even Zhou Mingyang, watching from a distance, clutches his head in pain from the blast. Xu Jingming stands completely unfazed, defiantly recognizing the intimidation attempt as useless against him. As the remaining tigers lunge from all sides, Xu Jingming meets their charge with fluid grace and deadly precision. He parries one attack and uses the beast's body as a springboard to launch into the air, avoiding another's jaws. The Tiger King charges the opening, but Xu Jingming is ready. Still airborne, he positions himself for a decisive overhead swing, bringing his spear down onto the Tiger King's skull with immense force, killing it instantly. A system notification confirms the kill of an upper-rank first-order Armblade Tiger and awards him a massive 20 ability points. Zhou Mingyang is left utterly dumbfounded in his hiding spot, sweating and wide-eyed. He cannot believe one person single-handedly eliminated the entire pack, wondering what kind of monster Xu Jingming truly is. Xu Jingming feels ecstatic about the huge harvest of ability points and excitedly wonders how many more he can accumulate before the exam ends. Knowing more points mean more power, he decides to hurry and find the next group of beasts. Zhou Mingyang runs out from his hiding spot, demanding to know how Xu Jingming crushed the tigers with just a spear and asking if his ability is a reinforcement type. Without stopping, Xu Jingming simply leaps away, calling back that he is a lightning type. Zhou Mingyang is left fuming, not believing the answer and clenching his fist in frustration. He then realizes Xu Jingming's score must have skyrocketed and checks the leaderboard on his smartwatch. To his absolute horror, he sees Xu Jingming in first place with 1122 points, having completely surpassed his own second-place score of 985, leaving him screaming in frustration. Back in the audience stands, the officials erupt with excitement. Director Zhang Wenshan stands up and declares that Xu Jingming's high-level spearmanship confirms he is a genuine genius. He claps a beaming Principal Zhao Yao on the shoulder, announcing that with Xu Jingming representing them, Jiang Cheng can definitely get a student into the provincial top 100. He promises additional resources for second high school after the exam. much to the principal's tearful delight. Principal Zhao Yao is overcome with emotion, thinking about the huge surprise Xu Jingming has been, finally giving his school its day to shine. 3 hours later, in the core zone, Zhou Mingyang walks through the streets looking confused by the absence of fierce beasts. A voice from behind suggests he ask the number 1 ranked student. He turns to see his cousin Tang Qi, along with other top-ranked students Wu Hao and Meng Di. Tang Qi points to the empty streets, explaining that Xu Jingming has already killed all the beasts, forcing them to team up because they could not find any to fight. Zhou Mingyang is stunned, finding it impossible to believe one person cleared the entire core zone. Tang Qi tells Zhou Mingyang he has not been a ranked ability user for long and proves her point by showing him the leaderboard on her smartwatch. Zhou Mingyang's eyes widen in disbelief at the astronomical number next to Xu Jingming's name, 3,435 points, more than triple his own score. Tang Qi calmly explains the math, noting that subtracting the roughly 700 points from the central zone, Xu Jingming earned over 2,500 points in the core zone alone, meaning he single-handedly killed almost 200 fierce beasts there. A bead of sweat rolls down Zhou Mingyang's face as he realizes the truth. Xu Jingming was not afraid of someone stealing his kills, but had planned to monopolize the entire core zone from the beginning. Wu Hao explains their current situation, stating that with only a few hours left, the remaining top students have formed a team to brave the innermost core zone, a place filled with upper-rank beasts and even a second-order beast king. He acknowledges that going in alone would be suicidal. Meng Di then formally invites Zhou Mingyang to join their team. With no other option, he agrees. In a quiet, moonlit rooftop, Xu Jingming sits alone atop a massive pile of slain beast corpses, his spear planted beside him. His supplies are completely exhausted, and the exam is nearing its end, but his hunt for power continues. He decides he must go deeper into the innermost core zone to get more ability points, knowing it holds second-order fierce beasts. Before that, he decides to strengthen his power one last time and pulls up his system panel, revealing a staggering 2413 accumulated ability points. With a mischievous grin, he channels the points into an upgrade. The power surges through him, while he stands over the corpse of a monster, letting out a breath of relief. He feels confident that with this final boost, he can handle the combat exam's finale. Meanwhile, the other top students also sprint towards the final area. Simultaneously, deep within the innermost zone of the exam venue, a terrifying new beast emerges from the ruins. It is a massive, white-furred creature with glowing red eyes and dangerous red crystals on its back, identified as a bloodthirsty, savage bear. Xu Jingming arrives on the scene, calm and ready with his spear, wondering what kind of second-order fierce beast the exam has arranged for him this year. At the same time, the team of top-ranked students reaches the innermost core zone. They immediately see the savage bear and recognize its incredible power as it smashes a wrecked car with a single swipe of its paw. Zhou Mingyang exclaims they are in big trouble, and Meng Di explains the beast has a hide as tough as E-grade alloy, impervious to missiles, and a single strike could kill them all instantly. Tang Qi suggests abandoning the mission upon realizing the situation is direr than expected. The compound is guarded not only by the Beast King, but also by a large pack of high-rank first-level beasts. One team member grimly states that entering would lead to their wipeout by the horde before the savage bear even moves. Faced with this impossible challenge, one student immediately quits, seeing no point in risking death for a high score. Zhou Mingyang tries to stop him, angrily questioning the logic of dying for pride, but the team's morale shatters completely. Suddenly, Meng Di points towards the compound, shouting for the others to look. They see a lone figure fearlessly walking into the heart of the beast horde. Tang Qi's eyes widen in recognition as she identifies Xu Jingming. He gracefully leaps into the compound, and the other students watch in disbelief. Zhou Mingyang complains about the difficult test, while another student panics, crying out that Xu Jingming's entrance has startled the entire horde, which now turns its attention to him. Enraged by the intrusion, the horde of fierce beasts charges at Xu Jingming. He stands his ground in the center of the street and is quickly engulfed by the snarling creatures. From their rooftop vantage point, the students are horrified. Tang Qi worries for her cousin, but Wu Hao remarks that he was too reckless. Tang Qi declares she must go help him, but Meng Di grabs her arm to stop her and Wu Hao calls her crazy for attempting a pointless death. Tang Qi desperately insists she cannot just watch her cousin die. Before she can act, a massive explosion of purple and blue lightning erupts from the center of the beast horde. The raw power creates a blinding flash, forcing the students to shield their eyes. Zhou Mingyang stares, wondering if this is the lightning superpower Xu Jingming mentioned earlier. The lightning dissipates, revealing a scene of utter carnage. The entire horde of first-level beasts lies dead, their charred bodies scattered around Xu Jingming, who stands unharmed with purple lightning crackling around him. He acknowledges that his physical strength alone was insufficient, so he used his superpower. A confident smile forms on his lips as he feels the immense power of his S-grade ability. With the lesser threats eliminated, he turns his attention to the bloodthirsty savage bear, which stands over the corpses of its minions and lets out a deafening roar. Xu Jingming remains calm, analyzing his opponent. He notes the savage bear is massive but likely not agile, concluding that with his powerful thunder ability, it should be manageable. He then notices the beast is not alone, as it has several smaller but dangerous minions still present. Realizing these creatures might be an annoyance, he decides to clear the area first. With a look of fierce determination and his eyes glowing, he declares he will eliminate the remaining threats. He bursts into motion, his body enhanced by his S-grade lightning ability, moving with blinding speed as he blitzes through the beasts. He effortlessly dispatches a high-rank shadow cat, his smartwatch confirming the kill and awarding him 13 points. With a confident grin, he marvels at how his superpower enhances his physique, but acknowledges he cannot maintain this dangerous state for long. Knowing it is enough for the minions, he cuts down the last lesser beast, a high-rank unicorn rhino, with a powerful spear sweep, earning another 15 points. With the area cleared, the final confrontation begins. The savage bear roars in fury, slamming its massive paws into the ground and creating a shockwave that shatters the pavement. The beast charges, shaking the ground. Xu Jingming, wreathed in his lightning aura, meets the charge head-on. With a powerful leap, he dodges the attack and swings his spear in a devastating arc, shattering one of the large red crystals on the beast's back. The battle continues in a blur, with Xu Jingming expertly dodging the bear's attacks and landing precise strikes, shattering more crystals and wounding the beast. His smartwatch continuously updates with points as he dismantles the Beast King's defenses. The savage bear grows enraged as it watches its minions fall. Xu Jingming, wreathed in lightning, taunts the beast by asking if it is getting angry and promises to deal with it. As he charges the final rhino minion, the Bear King moves with unexpected speed and cunning intelligence, smashing its own minion to bits to intercept him. Xu Jingming is surprised, realizing the beast anticipated his move. The Bear King claps its paws together, sacrificing its last minion to create a devastating shockwave that obliterates the ground and nearby cars, tearing the final rhino apart. However, the attack fails to harm its target. Xu Jingming, surrounded by his lightning aura, gracefully flips through the air and lands safely, untouched by the explosion. With the battlefield cleared of all lesser threats, only the two kings remain. Xu Jingming grins fiercely, his body crackling with power. He declares that with no minions left, it is time to see if the beast's armor-like hide can withstand the force of his thunder. Xu Jingming thrusts his lightning-covered spear into the bloodthirsty savage bear's head, creating a huge explosion of purple energy. The blast covers the following drone and cuts its camera feed. The students on the rooftop shield their faces from the shockwave. In the audience stands, the officials stare in stunned silence at the static-filled screen. Director Zhang Wenshan turns to Principal Zhao Yao in disbelief, yelling that the power they just witnessed cannot be an E-class ability. Another official, equally amazed, remarks that instantly killing a high-tier rank 1 beast and fighting a rank 2 boss is a feat even an A-class user would struggle with. Sweating and at a loss, Principal Zhao Yao can only guess it might be a rare ability mutation. Director Zhang Wenshan laughs and states that after today, the entire Xia nation will be shaken by Xu Jingming's name. Back on the battlefield, the result of the attack becomes clear. The bloodthirsty savage bear has a deep gash on its head but is not defeated. The enraged beast swats Xu Jingming with its paw, sending him flying. He lands hard, using his skills to recover, and is shocked that his powerful attack only left a shallow wound. He quickly analyzes the situation and realizes the bear's hide is resistant to blades and does not conduct electricity. He admits to himself that with his current strength, it will be hard to kill the beast in one shot. The enraged savage bear begins to gather dark energy around its body. Xu Jingming senses the immense power and looks on in shock. The dark energy rolls around the beast as it powers up, smashing through everything like a monstrous boulder. Xu Jingming leaps back onto debris with purple lightning crackling around him, surprised the beast activated its berserk skill so quickly. He recognizes the beast truly hates him. A note explains that berserk is a beast's counter skill, making it act on pure instinct with greater speed and ferocity, but at the cost of its intelligence. Xu Jingming is impressed by the beast's strength in its berserk state, but knows he must use his superior agility to avoid its attacks and keep his distance. He dodges the beast's relentless lunges and channels lightning into his spear to thrust a blast of energy at its side. The electric shock freezes the massive creature for a crucial second, creating the opening he needs. With the beast stunned, Xu Jingming's eyes glow as he prepares his ultimate attack. He raises his hand, gathering a massive amount of purple and blue energy, and calls on the full power of his S-rank ability, 9 Heavens Divine Lightning. A huge torrent of divine lightning comes down from the sky, slamming into the bloodthirsty savage bear and engulfing it in a crackling energy blast. When the light fades, the massive beast lies motionless with smoke rising from its charred body. Xu Jingming stands over it with a confident smile, purple lightning dancing around his fingertips. He remarks that even the thickest defense could not withstand half a minute of his purple divine lightning. However, the battle is not over. The beast's eye snaps open, glowing with a furious red light, and it lunges with a final desperate roar, its jaws open for a bite. The electrical power surging through its body causes temporary paralysis, freezing it just inches from its target. Seeing his chance, Xu Jingming calmly states it is time, and gathers all his remaining power into his spear. His eyes glow as he channels his ultimate technique, Lightning Gale Break, unleashing a massive sphere of lightning that slams into the paralyzed beast's open mouth. The immense explosion creates a vortex of power that tears through the beast from the inside, forming a huge crater in the street. The force of the blast finally brings the mighty second-order beast down for good, its massive body collapsing onto the pavement. A system notification confirms the kill and awards him 124 ability points. Kneeling beside the Beast King, Xu Jingming breathes a sigh of relief and reflects that the final battle is over. He is pleased with the power of his upgraded Lightning Gale technique. A triumphant smile spreads across his face as he notes the battle, though only lasting 2 minutes, was the most exhilarating he has ever experienced. He then wonders how many points he will get after clearing out all the beasts in the core area. The exam ends as night falls. Back in the audience stands, the final results display on the main screen, and the crowd roars. In first place is Xu Jingming with an unbelievable score of 10,835 points. In a distant second is Zhou Mingyang with 1,113 points, followed by Wu Hao with 945. The officials are ecstatic. Director Zhang Wenshan, Principal Zhao Yao, and teacher Chen Fan leap to their feet, cheering. They celebrate that Xu Jingming not only broke their city's record, but the entire Jiangcheng province record, calling him a genius. They recall last year's provincial champion scored just over 8,000 points and declare that Xu Jingming has practically pre-booked this year's champion title. Xu Jingming stands amidst the destruction of the core area and notes there is not much time left in the exam. He reflects on his accomplishments with a confident smirk, having killed all the fierce beasts in the inner circle and core area. With time remaining, he decides to return to the central area to kill as many beasts as possible. As he walks back, he passes the rooftop where the other top students are gathered, and they stare in disbelief. Tangxi feels amazed that her cousin killed a Tier 2 Beast King, while Zhou Mingyang wonders why Xu Jingming is returning when he already holds first place. Meng Di correctly guesses he is heading back to the central area, and the group freezes at the thought that he might clear the entire field. Zhou Mingyang realizes that with Xu Jingming's speed, he could do it and warns that if they stay any longer, they will get 0 points, ending their alliance and rushing off. The others follow in a panic. 1 hour later, an official announcement echoes across the venue, marking the end of the 2037 Jiangcheng Martial Arts College entrance examination. Killing beasts no longer counts, and all candidates must return. Tangxi wipes sweat from her brow with relief. Elsewhere, a student despairs over missing one last beast, while another celebrates barely passing. Xu Jingming stands over his final kill, feeling annoyed the exam ends before he can hunt more. Soon, the students exit the exam venue. Guards greet them, and their faces show a mix of exhaustion and relief. Outside, Tangxi's friend Xiaoya is still reeling from Xu Jingming's displayed power. She clings to Tangxi and asks for the 3rd time if Xu Jingming is really her cousin. Tangxi confirms he is. Xiaoya's crush returns, and with a blush, she begs Tangxi for his contact information. Tangxi reminds her that just yesterday she showed no interest, but Xiaoya quickly says things are different now that he is first in the exam. Their conversation is interrupted by a commotion as someone shouts that Xu Jingming is coming out. A massive crowd of students swarms the exit, desperate to see the new champion. Xu Jingming emerges from the gate with a calm expression and his spear on his shoulder, meeting cheers and congratulations. Some students jokingly ask him to give them 100 of his points. He smiles and waves as he walks toward the buses. In the crowd, Wu Hao and Zhou Mingyang watch the scene. Wu Hao remarks that Zhou Mingyang should have been in that position, but Zhou Mingyang humbly replies he is content with his score, admitting he never knew second high school could produce such a monster. Before Xu Jingming can board the bus, Principal Zhao Yao stops him to congratulate him and introduces him to Director Zhang Wenshan. The director informs Xu Jingming that he wants to give him a ride personally. Xu Jingming realizes it is for the best, knowing the bus ride would be full of questions. He gets into a sleek black car with the officials, which speeds away. Inside the car, Director Zhang Wenshan asks Xu Jingming which superpower university he wants to attend. Xu Jingming admits he has been so focused on increasing his strength that he has not thought about it. The director assures him that with his results, any university would be within his reach, but he advises that half of the country's high-level superpower users graduate from the top 3 universities and recommends he consider them. Director Zhang Wenshan details the top 3. First is Qingjing Superpower University, which is affiliated with the government and allows graduates to directly enter the system and serve the country. Next is Modu Superpower University, known for its excellent resources and elite clubs. Finally, there is Jin City Superpower University, which has a long history and strong faculty. He explains that all 3 have top-tier cultivation methods that are not publicly available. Xu Jingming listens intently and understands that awakened individuals need these special methods to become true superpower users. He asks what makes a top-tier cultivation method special, and the director explains that with a beginner method it would take 3 to 4 years to advance, but with a top-tier method it only takes half a year. He reassures Xu Jingming that with his results, he will qualify for special admission from even the top 3 universities. After being dropped off by the officials, Xu Jingming arrives back at his apartment late at night. The next day, he showers and feels refreshed. He checks his system panel and sees he has 2534 ability points remaining, which he believes is enough for his needs at a superpower university. As he dries off, he wonders if there will be beast-killing competitions after he enrolls, deciding he will have to enter the wilderness to continue growing stronger. Meanwhile, his cousin Tang Qi arrives at his apartment with her mother, Xu Qingwan. Tang Qi notices the door is broken and decides it is a perfect chance to sneak in and surprise him. They enter, and Tang Qi cheerfully shouts a surprise greeting. Her timing is terrible because Xu Jingming, wearing only a towel, has just stepped out of the bathroom. He is shocked to see his aunt and cousin. His aunt, equally flustered, asks what he is doing, while Tang Qi is left blushing and speechless. His aunt then sees the ruined apartment and angrily asks how it got into such a mess. A flashback explains that after his parents passed away, his aunt stayed with him, taking good care of him and providing the warmth of a home, even occasionally feeding him his favorite meals. After the initial shock, Xu Jingming sits with his aunt and cousin. His aunt, Xu Qingwan, expresses her relief, admitting she was incredibly worried when she learned he was taking the martial arts exam. Now that she sees he is unharmed, she feels relieved and reassures him his score is not important. Xu Jingming becomes confused and asks if Tang Qi did not tell her the results. Tang Qi winks, saying it is better if he tells his aunt himself. With a bashful smile, Xu Jingming tells his aunt he did quite well, scoring over 10,000 points. The news is so shocking that his aunt spits out her drink. She coughs and asks him to repeat his score. Tang Qi confirms it is true, telling her mother he scored 11,124 points. His aunt bursts into tears of joy and pulls him into a tight hug, exclaiming that the Xu family finally has a successor and his parents in heaven must be so proud. Meanwhile, in a high-tech conference room, university recruiters are reviewing the results. A woman presents Xu Jingming's data, his age, supposed E-class ability, and unranked awakening. One recruiter insists they must recruit him immediately if the score is real. Another is skeptical, arguing an E-class awakener cannot achieve such a score. Others argue he must be at least A-class or S-class. A cynic even claims he cheated. But before the argument escalates, a senior figure tells them to stop. Right then, the woman with a commanding presence instructs the team to list Xu Jingming as an S-class special recruit for now and declares she will personally go to Jiangcheng to investigate. The day after the exam, Xu Jingming receives a notification that the Jiangcheng Province Martial Arts exam rankings are out. He learns he placed first with an astonishing 11,124 points. A look of surprised delight spreads across his face as he celebrates becoming the provincial top scholar. News of his success quickly spreads online, dominating hot search topics. The public debates how a dark horse from Jiangcheng could become the top scholar, with many questioning how someone with a supposed E-class ability achieved such a score. Skeptics demand to see the exam video for proof. In response, an award ceremony is held where Principal Zhao Yao addresses the media. A female reporter directly asks him to explain the authenticity of the results. Principal Zhao Yao confidently states the school's website has uploaded the exam video, confirming its fairness. Viewers are amazed upon watching the footage, exclaiming how Xu Jingming pierced a Tier 1 rhinoceros skull with a single shot, displaying power stronger than a Tier 1 superhuman. They question how this is possible with an E-class lightning ability. Principal Zhao Yao beams and assures everyone the video proves the results are real, praising Xu Jingming as the first student from Zhangcheng to achieve top scholar status. He then presents a massive check for 1 million yuan to Xu Jingming, announcing this cash reward along with superpower training methods is a gift from the City Education Bureau. He adds that the city government will provide an equivalent bonus and a luxury villa. Reporters eagerly capture the moment. Meanwhile, a commanding woman with 2 bodyguards stands by a car and remarks that while Jiangcheng released the footage, it does not guarantee Xu Jingming avoided performance-enhancing drugs. She states the most crucial step is to confirm his superpower level. Back at the ceremony, director Zhang Wenshan asks teacher Chenfan why the day's protagonist has not yet arrived. Teacher Chenfan smiles, explaining he just spoke with Xu Jingming, who said he is still training at the martial arts gym. The director laughs, finding it extraordinary the new top scholar is still training after the exam. With Xu Jingming on his way, the scene shifts to a meeting room where Principal Zhao Yao nervously serves tea to 3 intimidating figures he addresses as teachers. When one casually dismisses the tea, Principal Zhao Yao sweats, thinking about the powerful aura from these high-level superhumans that makes his heart tremble. The 3 individuals are recruiters from the nation's top superpower universities, and the air is tense with their immense spiritual pressures ready to clash. The woman with short grayish-purple hair, Zhang Zhaoyue, the director of admissions for Modu Superpower University, breaks the silence. She coyly asks her rivals who they are targeting. The woman in a light blue dress, Su Yun from Jing Superpower University, tells Zhang Zhaoyue not to play dumb and confidently declares that as long as his results are genuine, Qingjing University will have him. The man with long black hair, Wu Yuan from Jin City Superpower University, scoffs at her claim, stating Jin City University will recruit him. As sparks of energy crackle between them, Zhang Zhaoyue thinks recruiting top scholars always involves clashing with other elites. Just as the tension peaks, the door slides open and Xu Jingming enters with his spear over his shoulder. He calmly greets the 3 powerful figures as teachers. His sudden arrival surprises the recruiters. Zhang Zhaoyue observes him with interest, noting his spirit is full and he carries his weapon, a sign he has not relaxed his training. She is impressed he did not falter under the combined pressure of 3 high-level superhumans. Principal Zhao Yao formally introduces the recruiters, Director Zhang Zhaoyue from Modu University, Director Su Yun from Qingjing University, and Minister Wu Yuan from Jin City University. Zhang Zhaoyue speaks first, complimenting his stunning combat techniques in the exam video, but gets straight to the point, asking why his superpower no longer seems to be the E-class weak electricity and requests an explanation. Expecting this question, Xu Jingming calmly explains that before the exam, while training at home, he was struck by natural lightning and his superpower became much stronger. Wu Yuan and Su Yun immediately conclude it sounds like a superpower mutation. Zhang Zhaoyue then suggests Xu Jingming probably does not know the true level of his mutated superpower. She has brought a superpower detection instrument and invites him to try it. She presents a glowing circular device and tells him to use his superpower on it. Xu Jingming places his hand on the instrument and unleashes his power. A massive, violent surge of purple and white lightning erupts from him, covering the device. Su Yun is visibly shocked by the sheer force. The detection device completes its scan, identifying the superpower as Purple Cloud Divine Thunder. But as it tries to assign a rating, it beeps erratically and cracks appear. In a flash of golden light, the instrument overloads and explodes into pieces, sending arcs of electricity across the room and startling everyone. A shocked Principal Zhao Yao asks what is going on. Wu Yuan and Su Yun, however, look thrilled. They state his power overloaded the device, meaning his ability level must be S-class at the very least. With his S-class potential confirmed, Zhang Zhaoyue smiles, thinking they bet on the right person. The confirmation immediately sparks a fierce bidding war. Wu Yuan from Jin City University is first to make an offer, shouting his university will give Xu Jingming a 4 million yuan admission bonus, a full set of C-class equipment, and free access to all superpower training methods for all 4 years. Su Yun from Qingjing University scoffs at his offer and presents her own proposal, a 5 million yuan admission bonus and free access to all their S-class superpower training methods and combat techniques for 4 years. Xu Jingming is taken aback by her generous offer. Finally, Zhang Zhaoyue from Modu Superpower University makes her move. She states Modu does not offer cash bonuses or equipment but can match the other offers on cultivation methods. Then she reveals her trump card, adding they will also provide an S-Class cultivation resource annually. The mention of an S-Class resource leaves both Wu Yuan and Su Yun in complete shock. Unfamiliar with the term, Xu Jingming asks what an S-Class cultivation resource is. Zhang Zhaoyue explains, asking if he has heard of dragon-type fierce beasts. She describes them as creatures with innate power born at a high level of Tier 4 or 5, far surpassing other beasts. She reveals the stunning details. The S-Class resources include the heartblood of an 8th-tier adult dragon-type fierce beast. After consuming this dragon blood, one's body is greatly enhanced and physical strength becomes comparable to a dragon-type beast. She emphasizes every S-Class resource is on this level. The other recruiters are left speechless. Su Yun admits even she is tempted, remarking on Modu's wealth. Wu Yuan, flustered, points out S-Class resources are usually reserved for top students, and offering them to a freshman is unheard of. They both realize they can no longer compete. With all offers on the table, the three recruiters stand before Xu Jingming, telling him it is time to make his decision. With a confident, determined smile, Xu Jingming gives his answer without hesitation, declaring he chooses Modu Superpower University. Xu Jingming explains his choice of Modu Superpower University is due to its superior combat training and many founders coming from there. He then bows to Su Yun and Wu Yuan, thanking them for their offers, leaving them visibly disappointed. A pleased Zhang Zhaoyue creates a glowing admission letter and gives it to him, welcoming him to the university. She informs him that although new students enroll on September 1st, he can register early as a special recruit and will be given accommodation. Eager to begin, Xu Jingming asks if he can access the library's superpower training methods and combat techniques ahead of time. Zhang Zhaoyue agrees without hesitation, adds that the school can provide a private study room, and hands him her contact card, telling him to reach out once he arrives in Modu. Holding his admission letter, he tells her he is ready to depart immediately. Sometime later, Xu Jingming stands at a train station with his luggage, excitement shining in his eyes as an announcement calls for passengers of the G91 train to Modu to board. However, his aunt Xu Jingwan becomes emotional, wiping tears while her husband comforts her, proudly saying their child is finally ready to soar. Tang Qi listens quietly, and her father reminds her to fill out her university preferences. Since her cousin is heading to Modu Superpower University, he suggests she choose a nearby school. Xu Qingwan agrees, saying it would be good for them to look out for each other. A flustered Tang Qi nods. On the train, with 6 hours remaining, Xu Jingming is already studying. He reflects that the most important exam reward is the Universal C training method. He identifies it as an intermediate-level technique and notes that with his spiritual power of 180, it took half a day to memorize. Following the method, he sensed the special world energy on his first day of practice, unlocking a new option on his system panel showing a plus sign next to his level, meaning he can advance from awakened to superpower user. Even so, he refuses to level up now, deciding higher-tier methods provide better breakthroughs, and he should wait until he reaches university. Upon arriving in Modu, Xu Jingming is stunned by the university campus. The moment he enters, he sees its vast scale stretching into the distance. Director Zhang Zhaoyue arrives in a red sports car, waves him over, and takes him to handle admission procedures. As they drive through rows of blooming cherry trees, she proudly explains the campus covers 40,000 mu, and even visiting students cannot explore it all in one day. Xu Jingming is impressed, stating seeing the campus firsthand is far beyond his expectations. After a quick registration, Zhang Zhaoyue hands him his new student ID, an all-in-one card used for access and payments. As they head toward his accommodation, Xu Jingming recalls dorms from his past life, cramped rooms and shared apartments, but nothing prepares him for what he sees next. He freezes before a magnificent villa. Zhang Zhaoyue explains that every student lives in a villa, with luxury determined by their exam score. As the provincial top scorer, he receives the most luxurious model, over 800 square meters. She informs him the villa is for 2 people with an upper and lower floor, so he and his future roommate will each have private space. Xu Jingming thinks having a roommate is better than living alone, though part of him still misses the warm chaos of the crowded dorms from his orphan childhood. Inside the villa, Zhang Zhaoyue sits down with him and explains 2 important university systems, the credit system and the mentor system. She begins with credits. Everything at Modu is purchased with credits, from meals to high-end equipment, with 1 credit worth about 10,000 Xia Kingdom currency. She says students receive a fixed annual amount based on their rating, and as an S-class student, he receives 100 credits for the year. To demonstrate, she summons a small spherical robot named EVA. It floats and projects a message confirming his balance. The director introduces EVA as the AI in every dorm, explaining its main body is the central school AI, and the dorm units are subunits. But even a subunit is a level 4 AI capable of managing nearly all daily needs. Xu Jingming is stunned by the level of technology on Blue Star. Zhang Zhaoyue then explains the mentor system. Every student can choose a mentor they admire and request guidance, though the mentor must agree. Xu Jingming is intrigued and asks if personal guidance is possible. She confirms this for freshmen, adding that all mentors are high-level superpower users, many with original combat techniques they pass only to official disciples. She reveals that 4 mentors specialize in the lightning element. Her strongest recommendation is Yang Zhentian, the dean of the Weaponry Academy. At her command, EVA projects his profile, a 52-year-old Tier 7 high-rank superpower user with an A-rank lightning ability, a master of many weapons, especially the spear, earning him the title Thunder Spear, and a warrior who once fought an 8th-tier demonic whale for 3 days and nights before killing it. She lists the other 3 mentors, but leaves the decision to him. Xu Jingming studies the information, and a confident smile appears. Dean Yang Zhentian is not only a lightning ability user, but also a spear specialist, making him the ideal mentor. Having chosen, Xu Jingming heads to the mentor residential area, a serene compound of traditional buildings surrounded by forest. Arriving at the grand gate of Yang Zhentian's residence, he notes that a mentor's home far surpasses the student villas. Before he can enter, a young man with brown hair leaning against a stone lion asks if he is also seeking mentorship. The young man seems surprised that Xu Jingming is still unawakened, assuming he must be a special recruit. After confirming, he remarks that previous special recruits were usually mid- or high-rank Tier 1 users. He introduces himself as Tan Mingyang, a junior from the Weaponry Academy. Xu Jingming introduces himself as a freshman who just registered. Tan is impressed, saying he is quick to pursue mentorship and explains most freshmen only learn about this after the freshman competition. He elaborates that the competition is a university tradition held days after registration where all teachers watch, and high performers are chosen by mentors. Trying to become the dean's disciple right after enrollment is nearly impossible. Xu Jingming thanks him for the explanation and asks if Tan is also seeking mentorship from teacher Yang. With a sigh, Tan confirms he has visited multiple times over the past 6 months but has always been turned away, though he decided to try once more. Before he can finish speaking, the large doors open and a middle-aged man, likely a butler, appears. Tan jumps in surprise. The butler greets them and informs them teacher Yang is waiting inside, inviting them to follow. Tan is stunned by the sudden warmth, wondering if this is finally his chance. The butler leads them into a training hall where 2 men stand. Xu Jingming immediately senses a powerful presence from the older man with a commanding posture, gray beard, and sharp eyes. He recognizes him as Yang Zhentian, dean of the Weaponry Academy. A younger long-haired man stands beside him. Ignoring Tan entirely, Dean Yang Zhentian looks straight at Xu Jingming and tells him to follow him to the training room. In a traditional training room filled with weapons, Dean Yang Zhentian informs Xu Jingming that he has seen his martial arts exam video and praises his combat skills and marksmanship. However, he insists on seeing the S-rank ability, Purple Heaven Divine Thunder, with his own eyes before making a decision. Xu Jingming calmly agrees and channels his power, causing arcs of purple lightning to crackle around his arms before unleashing a massive, violent burst of purple and white energy that fills the room. Dean Yang Zhentian is visibly impressed, grinning as he recognizes the genuine S-rank ability. He mentally compares it to his own A-rank ability, acknowledging the impossible gap between them, and sees immense potential in the student, thinking he could rival his own future if he hones his skills. With the demonstration complete, the dean states that Xu Jingming's potential makes him suitable to become his disciple, but he offers a serious warning. He explains that he has many friends and enemies and cannot guarantee his enemies will not target his disciples, asking if Xu Jingming is still willing to accept him as a master knowing the risks. Without hesitation, Xu Jingming drops to his knees in a formal sign of respect. With a wide, determined grin, he declares he is willing, passionately explaining that he admires high-level ability users who grew strong through bloody struggles and believes the number of enemies his teacher has defeated proves his immense combat ability. Satisfied, Dean Yang Zhentian laughs heartily and formally accepts him, declaring him his 32nd disciple and first S-rank disciple. The dean tells him to rise and presents him with his first gifts, a top-tier ability training method called Extreme Ability Training Method, and a body-tempering combat technique called Thunder Indestructible Body, both of his own creation. Xu Jingming is stunned by their value, realizing a body-tempering technique is far more precious than an ordinary one. The dean explains that while the ability training method is one of only 3 top-tier methods in the school, the real highlight is the Thunder Indestructible Body, the culmination of his life's work, which has been certified by 2 major martial arts halls and officially rated as S rank. This revelation leaves Xu Jingming utterly speechless. He reflects that combat techniques have ratings from F to SSS, with higher ranks being more difficult to master but more powerful, and realizes the terrifying extent of his new master's talent, knowing most 7th-level masters are exceptional if they create an A-rank technique. Dean Yang Gentian provides more details, explaining the Thunder Indestructible Body is only for lightning element users and has 13 levels, with each level transforming the user's body. However, he clarifies a crucial requirement. To begin cultivating it, one must first advance from an awakened to a true ability user. He then gives Xu Jingming his first task, instructing him to use the Extreme Ability Training Method to achieve his breakthrough and return afterward for the dean to personally help him build the foundation for the technique. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Xu Jingming bows deeply, thinking how much better it is to have a mentor's guidance. The dean shares a personal motivation, revealing he has only cultivated the technique to the 10th level and looks at Xu Jingming with hope, stating that if he cannot reach the peak of a martial saint, then Xu Jingming will be the greatest hope to prove the technique's potential. His eyes gleam as he reveals his ultimate guess. Reaching the final level could achieve a state of eternal and indestructible body. As Xu Jingming leaves his master's residence and waves goodbye to the butler, he finds Tan Mingyang sitting dejectedly on the steps outside, holding his head in despair. Xu Jingming approaches and asks what is wrong. It is revealed that Tan Mingyang's attempt to become a disciple failed because he had to face a test against one of the dean's senior disciples, Liu Ming, with the condition of defeating him while Liu used only 1/10 of his combat power, a task Tan found hopeless, leaving him beaten. Now sitting on the steps, Tan looks up at Xu Jingming, assuming he also failed, and remarks that getting into Dean Yang's tutelage is not easy, offering to pass on some experience from his failures. Unbothered, Xu Jingming calmly declines, simply stating he has already passed. The words hit Tan Mingyang like a physical blow, his bruised face contorting in utter disbelief as he exclaims he has never heard of a dean-level mentor accepting a disciple before the annual freshman competition. As Xu Jingming calmly walks away, a bewildered Tan Mingyang stares after him, trying to understand what happened. With a new objective, Xu Jingming returns to his dormitory's training room. Sitting cross-legged, he begins cultivating using the Extreme Ability Training Method from his new master. As he meditates, he is amazed by the effectiveness of the top-tier technique, noting the amount of energy he can sense is far greater than with the intermediate-level method. Confident in his understanding, he decides to use his cheat system to advance directly. He accesses his system panel and commands it to use his ability points to increase his level. The effect is immediate and intense. A surge of energy courses through him, causing him to grunt in pain as he clutches his clothes, and raw energy surges through his veins. The power erupts from his body in a massive blast of light and force that shakes the room. A moment later, the energy subsides. Breathing heavily, Xu Jingming pushes himself up, thinking he has successfully broken through. A notification confirms his new status as a first-tier lower-rank ability user. He examines his hand, where stable, powerful blue lightning now crackles with ease. As he tests his control, a much larger and more potent torrent of lightning flows from his hand, a clear sign of his increased power. He estimates his body's strength has multiplied 4 or 5 times. He pulls up his system panel to check his new stats and understands why all ability users want higher-level cultivation methods. He calculates that if he had used the intermediate method, his vitality and spirit would have only increased by 30 or 40 points, but with the top-tier method, they increased by almost 100 points in one go. He notes the advancement only cost him 300 ability points and decides to save the rest, knowing that learning a powerful combat technique like the Thunder Indestructible Body will consume incredibly high ability points. With his breakthrough complete, Xu Jingming is ready for the next stage and thinks about visiting the school's library. The next day, he returns to his master's residence. Dean Yang Gentian is utterly astonished to see him, questioning how he could have advanced so quickly. The dean paces, remarking that in his 20 years of teaching, even the best geniuses took significant time to transform into an ability user, and it has been less than 24 hours since Xu Jingming received the manual. With a bashful smile, Xu Jingming admits that perhaps the only thing he can be proud of is his advancement speed, and adds that when he tried to begin cultivating the thunder indestructible body, he found even the introductory part challenging. The dean listens and explains the process. Forging the foundation involves using the blood of a lightning element beast as a guide, combined with one's own lightning to temper the muscles and bones. He emphasizes that the final strength of the technique is related to the grade of the beast's blood used. Now that Xu Jingming has advanced, the dean declares he will help him forge the foundation that very day. He reveals that high-level lightning beasts are rare, and his original plan was to use the blood of a 7th-tier storm giant bear. But after learning Xu Jingming was entitled to one S-rank resource annually, he made a special request. He decided to combine the resources and pleaded with the university's principal to grant an even more precious SS rank resource. He then reveals a small vial containing glowing red essence blood of an 8th-tier thunder tyrannosaurus. Xu Jingming is deeply moved that his new teacher and the principal would go to such lengths for him, accepts the vial, and vows to repay this kindness many times over. Pleased, the dean says they should begin immediately. They move to a training room where a shirtless Xu Jingming kneels. The dean uncorks the vial and pours the potent glowing red blood onto Xu Jingming's head and back. Xu Jingming grits his teeth, groaning as the substance makes contact. The dean warns him to bear with it, explaining the blood is highly toxic to low-level users and the intense pain is expected. Next, the dean prepares to use his own power to help, telling Xu Jingming he will now use his A-rank Windfire True Thunder to forge the foundation, and that the amount he can absorb is up to him. The dean unleashes his power, a torrent of violent red lightning, and directs it into Xu Jingming's body. The energy surges through him, causing glowing red patterns to spread across his back and chest. The agony builds until Xu Jingming throws his head back in a raw scream, his entire body trembling under the overwhelming force. 5 days into the tempering process, the senior disciple Liu Ming has tea with the dean's butler, Uncle Fu. Liu Ming remarks on the new junior's resilience for lasting 5 days, reflecting with some jealousy that he only lasted 2 days during his own tempering with weaker 7th-tier beast blood. He admits Xu Jingming's performance deserves the 8th-tier dragon-type beast's essence blood. With an S-rank lightning ability, Liu Ming says he is genuinely curious about the results of the thunder indestructible body. A loud crash from the training room startles them. Liu Ming rushes upstairs to see if the foundation forging is complete. He cautiously peeks through the door and sees a terrifying sight. Xu Jingming stands shirtless and splattered with blood, his eyes glowing red. A chaotic aura of dark energy and blue lightning surrounds him, and he appears to have lost control, looking more beast than human. Liu Ming freezes in fear, sensing a threatening aura from Xu Jingming that makes him shudder. Lost in this primal state, Xu Jingming sees Liu Ming in the doorway and lunges to attack. However, Dean Yang Zhentian's commanding voice roars for him to wake up. The shout breaks through the bloodlust, and Xu Jingming halts his attack just inches from his senior. Covered in sweat, a dazed Xu Jingming asks his teacher what happened and why he felt an overwhelming urge to destroy things. The dean explains that the Thunder Tyrannosaurus's essence blood likely influenced his mind, famous for its ferocity, and because Xu Jingming's absorption rate and compatibility were so high, he experienced this dangerous side effect. Yang Zhentian assures him the instability will fade naturally and tells him to avoid intense emotional waves until then. A wave of relief washes over Xu Jingming, and he looks down at his hands, expressing his fear of being controlled by his emotions. With the crisis averted, Dean Yang Zhentian's tone changes to delight. He tells a confused Xu Jingming to cheer up, announcing the forging was a perfect success with an incredible 98% absorption rate. He proudly explains that among the disciples who have cultivated the thunder indestructible body, the highest ever recorded was 92%, so Xu Jingming has broken a long-standing record. Liu Ming approaches with a congratulatory smile, telling his new junior that with the foundation forged, his future in martial arts is now smooth sailing. The dean formally introduces Liu Ming as a peak 3rd-tier ability user and tells Xu Jingming to ask him whenever he has cultivation questions. Xu Jingming greets his senior, who promptly pulls out his phone to transfer credits as a gift. Xu Jingming is shocked when a notification says he received 200 credits, exclaiming it is too much as he calculates it is worth 2 million Xia Kingdom coins. The dean dismisses his concern, stating 200 credits is not a large sum for Liu Ming and it is a senior's duty to care for juniors, adding that when Xu Jingming has his own juniors, he will also need to prepare gifts, a tradition Xu Jingming quickly accepts. With the training complete, the dean tells Xu Jingming that after 5 days without food or water, he should go back and rest and return the following morning to learn fist and spear techniques with senior Liu Ming. Xu Jingming gratefully thanks his teacher and leaves. Back at his luxurious villa, Xu Jingming finds a young man with spiky white hair and red eyes on the couch focused on a video game. The young man turns, realizes he is not alone, and greets Xu Jingming, guessing he must be his new roommate. He introduces himself as Liu Wentao. When Xu Jingming introduces himself, Liu Wentao's eyes widen and he excitedly points, exclaiming he is the top scorer from Jiangcheng province. He proudly declares his nickname is Mr. Know-It-All as he knows about most freshmen, admitting he did not specifically look up Xu Jingming but heard about him due to the stir he caused. He circles Xu Jingming with excitement, asking if he is really from Jiangcheng, if he was truly just an awakened during the exam, and why his ability does not look E-rank at all. Despite the endless questions, Xu Jingming finds he likes the friendly chatterbox. He reflects that he has always hated loneliness. Flashbacks reveal his past growing up in an orphanage without a sense of belonging. School was better, and his happiest memories are from college days, joking around and playing games with roommates. He recalls getting his master's and PhD, never imagining that after drinking too much at his graduation, he would wake up in a different world. Having a lively roommate now makes the new life feel far less empty. Meanwhile, Liu Wentao proudly boasts that he is a top student from Sichuan province with an A-rank ability and is currently a first-tier middle-rank ability user. He declares his ambition to major in tactics and command a military region to slaughter all the ferocious beasts on Blue Star. Changing the subject, Xu Jingming mentions he is heading to the martial arts hall. Intrigued, Liu Wentao decides to join him, admitting he has not visited the university's hall yet. They arrive at the impressive Thunderclap Martial Hall branch. Inside, they see a lively and chaotic scene with students training and showing off their powers. The AI Eva appears and explains they are in the public training room, which can hold 300 people and is constructed with C-rank alloy mixed with memory metal, making it durable enough to withstand damage. Eva also points out private training rooms, but Xu Jingming decides the public area is fine. Liu Wentao gets caught up in the competitive atmosphere, shouting with excitement and pointing out an A-rank enhanced werewolf user. Xu Jingming reminds him he is being louder than anyone else. Xu Jingming then asks Eva about the large numbered pillars in the center of the room. Eva explains they are punch power challenge boards, with 5 leaderboards for each tier of ability users. She informs them that if they get into the top 3,000 on their boards, they will receive a 50 credit reward. Liu Wentao eagerly accepts the challenge, thinking it sounds easy. Eva clarifies there are just over 4,000 students in the university. Eager for the reward, Liu Wentao decides to try. Eva instructs him to swipe his student ID to start, adding the crucial rule that abilities and combat techniques are forbidden. Liu Wentao eagerly steps up to the pillar and swipes his student ID. Eva announces his attempt, drawing the attention of older students who mockingly note he is only a first-tier middle-rank freshman. Feeling the pressure, a determined Liu Wentao resolves not to lose face. With a loud cry, he unleashes a powerful punch, striking the pillar with impressive force. The result flashes on the screen, a punch power of 476 kilograms. Pleased, Liu Wentao thinks he did not embarrass himself and getting into the top 3,000 should be no problem. His pride is short-lived as Eva delivers a devastating update. His rank is beyond 100,000. Liu Wentao is left in shock, screaming in disbelief and questioning how this is possible with only about 4,000 students at the university. Eva coldly clarifies the leaderboard tallies the scores of all students since the university's founding 100 years ago. Realizing he was baited into the attempt, Liu Wentao's face collapses in humiliation as older students erupt in laughter. Seeing his roommate wallow in embarrassment, Xu Jingming offers some consolation, reminding him that as a spiritual element user, physical punch power is not his strength. A grateful Liu Wentao encourages Xu Jingming to try, certain he will be stronger. Xu Jingming agrees, admitting he wanted to test his strength anyway. He swipes his ID, and Eva announces his challenge. The crowd's attention shifts to him, but they are even more dismissive, noting he seems weaker at a first-tier lower rank and doubting his punch power will even reach 400 kilograms. However, one onlooker finds the name Xu Jingming strangely familiar. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming feels confident. He reflects on his recent progress, advancing to a first-tier ability user and tempering his body for 5 days and nights to forge his new technique's foundation. A quick check of his system panel confirms his new stats, including an enhanced physique and the Thunder Indestructible Body's first skill. He clenches his fist, eager to see what level his punch power has reached. Gathering the strength tempered through 5 days of agony, he throws a punch, and the impact creates a powerful shockwave that ripples through the air. The powerful shockwave from Xu Jingming's punch stuns everyone in the martial arts hall. A digital screen displays an incredible result of 45,589 kilograms, placing him first on the leaderboard and shattering the long-standing record for first-tier ability users. The older students who had been mocking him are left in disbelief, with one exclaiming the record is broken and another questioning how a lower-rank first-tier user possesses such immense power. A third student grimly notes that a punch with that force could turn him into meat paste, finding it impossible to believe this is a freshman. 2 female students in the crowd are equally astonished, one commenting that the top 1,000 on the leaderboard are era-leading figures and wondering how exceptional the new number 1 must be, while her friend adds that the record stood for over 10 years and insists on recording this historic moment. Even Liu Wentao is ecstatic. He grabs Xu Jingming and declares he will follow him from now on. Xu Jingming modestly tells him not to exaggerate. He inwardly reflects on the outcome, pleased that the Thunder Tyrannosaurus's essence blood is highly compatible with him and provided an immediate improvement in strength. The AI, Ava, formally congratulates him for breaking the record and announces a 400 credit reward issued to his account. Xu Jingming asks if he can earn more credits by breaking the record again, but Ava clarifies the reward is only for the first time and that he can challenge the other level pillars for new rewards, so he looks up at the 4 pillars for 2nd to 5th tier users and decides to break those records later. Meanwhile, Liu Wentao becomes a hype man as a group of impressed female students gather around him and he points out his amazing roommate. The girls quickly swarm a bewildered Xu Jingming, with some offering to teach him how to use equipment and others trying to recruit him for their club. Overwhelmed, Xu Jingming is pulled away by Liu Wentao, who suggests they escape to a private training room. Elsewhere, at his master's residence, Dean Yang Zhentian enjoys tea while his senior disciple Liu Ming shows him a phone report that Xu Jingming is a hot topic on the campus forums. Dean Yang Zhentian marvels at his exaggerated physical strength, questioning why he ran off to break records instead of resting. Liu Ming reflects that when he was a high-rank first-tier user with the first layer of the Thunder Indestructible Body, he only managed a little over 3,500 kilograms, concluding with awe that his new junior is on a completely different level. In a luxurious apartment, a young man with dark hair and a brown jacket stares at his phone and erupts in rage, slamming his hand on the marble countertop. The glass beside him shatters as his hand is covered in orange flames and blue lightning. He fumes that Xu Jingming has also come to Modu, his face contorted with anger as he thinks about how Xu Jingming's success made him miss his chance to be the top scorer of Jiangcheng province and turned him into a laughingstock in his home city. Clenching his fiery fist, he fiercely vows to take back all the honor he believes is his. Back in the university training room, Xu Jingming sits calmly holding a small knife. He reflects on the effects of his new Thunder Indestructible Body technique, marveling that even after 5 days of tempering without food or rest, he is still full of energy. To test his new durability, he lightly drags the sharp blade across his hand. The knife makes a metallic sound but fails to break the skin, leaving only a faint white mark. He is impressed, realizing his body's defense is now like E-grade alloy. Just then, Liu Wentao bursts in, excitedly informing him that the news of breaking the record has caused an explosion on the campus forum. Countless students are challenging him. Far from being annoyed, a competitive smirk plays on Xu Jingming's lips as he remarks that the martial spirit at Modu University is indeed strong. Seeing the challenges, a protective Liu Wentao offers to crush the guys online. Xu Jingming calmly stops him, saying it is not worth the time. He explains he is heading to the battle technique library and tells Liu Wentao to return to the dorm. Xu Jingming arrives at the massive battle technique library. A glowing orange security circle scans him, confirming the building's advanced protection. He recalls rumors that the library is guarded by the university's vice principal, a 9th-tier superpower user. With that kind of guardian, even martial saints could not break in. After swiping his ID, he enters. Inside, a trio of female librarians greet him. One warmly welcomes him by name, addressing him as S-grade student Xu Jingming. Surprised, he asks how they knew. The librarian explains the system notified them and that S-grade students have access to all battle techniques. Recognizing the future potential of S-grade students, she intends to build goodwill. Xu Jingming asks where to find lightning element battle techniques. The librarian directs him. B-grade and below are on the second and third floors, while A-grade and above are in a special reading room on the fourth floor. She personally leads him there. Inside, a floating AI explains that after selecting techniques, the original secret manuals will be delivered and warns him to handle them carefully. Left alone, Xu Jingming displays all B-grade and above lightning techniques. Dozens of holographic screens appear. 2 advanced techniques catch his eye. The SSS grade 10,000 Prison's Heavenly Thunder Guidance, requiring 5th tier or above, and the SS grade Wrath of the Thunder God, requiring 4th tier. He admires them but knows they are out of reach for now. Realistically, he can only learn A-grade battle techniques. Without his teacher's suggestions, choosing would be difficult, but he has a list prepared by Dean Yang Zhentian. Using the list, he quickly decides on 4. Thunder Spear for offense, Chain Thunder Gun for sustained attacks, Thunder Flash for movement, and Thunder Prison for crowd control. He believes that with these and his S-rank Thunder Indestructible body, his combat style will be well-rounded. The AI Eva analyzes his selection, noting that each A-grade technique normally takes 6 months to reach elementary level and suggesting he mix in simpler ones. Xu Jingming ignores the advice. Shortly after, the librarian returns with the 4 physical manuals, and as he takes them, he marvels at their luxurious craftsmanship, aware that even C-grade manuals cost millions. Opening the first manual, a golden light shines from its pages. He feels the profound artistic conception and powerful aura, something copies cannot replicate. He studies intensely, sweating and frowning as the content proves difficult, but he persists. After finishing all 4, he calls out to his system, Deep Blue, and commands it to add points. 4 notifications appear, each confirming 200 superpower points consumed and each technique learned to elementary level. Checking his panel, he sees Thunder Spear, Thunder Flash, A-grade Chain, Thunder Gun, and Thunder Prison at elementary level, the Thunder Indestructible body at Layer 1, and 1,434 superpower points remaining. Standing up, Xu Jingming clenches his fist, a faint aura rising around him. Armed with multiple powerful techniques, he wonders who will be the first to test his new strength. At night, in their luxurious villa, Liu Wentao informs Xu Jingming about a notification from Eva regarding the freshman assembly the next day at Training Ground 1. He mentions a new group chat for freshmen and suggests Xu Jingming should join. Xu Jingming calmly agrees. Liu Wentao then asks what level of combat techniques Xu Jingming chose at the library. Xu Jingming casually replies that he selected 4 A-rank combat techniques. This answer shocks Liu Wentao, who exclaims that learning 4 A-rank techniques would normally take a student until their sophomore or junior year. He mutters that his roommate clearly does not follow any normal path. His curiosity grows and he realizes that to browse A-rank techniques, Xu Jingming must have A-rank permission. Xu Jingming corrects him, stating his permission level is S-rank. The revelation stuns Liu Wentao, who jumps to his feet in disbelief. He questions why the school would have a permission level higher than A-rank and suddenly realizes the online rumors about Xu Jingming being E-rank must be false. He stammers, asking if this means Xu Jingming has an S-rank superpower. Xu Jingming simply smiles, teasingly remarking that the know-it-all has just learned something new. Liu Wentao collapses back onto the couch, speechless, then bursts into admiration, saying he expected Xu Jingming to be strong, but never imagined S-rank. A wide grin spreads across his face as he proudly calls himself an old fan. Later, Xu Jingming is in the second-floor training room. He holds a practice spear but finds it too light. He thinks that now that he has the combat techniques he needs, he also requires the right equipment. His old F-rank obsidian spear is already far below his current strength, so he decides to get new gear. He asks the AI Eva to open the school mall and search for spear-type weapons. Eva complies, and holographic displays appear showing spears from F-rank to D-rank. Xu Jingming notes he can customize the length and weight and understands that higher-ranked equipment is heavier and more expensive. He chooses an E-rank 210 kg spear along with an E-rank combat suit and boots. He confirms the purchase. A notification shows the total cost is 237 credits, leaving him with 382.6 credits. He winces at how fast his balance dropped. With his new gear on the way, he grips the practice spear and decides it will suffice for one night of training with his 4 new A-rank combat techniques. The next day, the freshmen of Modu Superpower University gather for their assembly. As Xu Jingming arrives, he immediately draws attention. Murmurs spread as they recognize him as the one who broke the school's punch power record. They also identify him as the Zhangcheng province top scorer, marveling at both his strength and appearance. Before he can find a seat, he is confronted by a tall, imposing young man named Lei Zhou, who loudly issues a challenge. Onlookers immediately recognize him as the second-place scorer from Zhangcheng province. They gossip about his privileged background, noting both his parents are powerful Tier 4 superpowered beings, and remark that losing to someone from a small city must have crushed his pride. Xu Jingming calmly declines, stating he is not interested, which shocks Liu Wentao. But Lei Zhou smirks and brings up Xu Jingming's aunt's rare plant business, hinting that his family is their biggest customer and also holds the aunt's outstanding loan. He leans in with a thinly veiled threat about late payments. The threat instantly changes the atmosphere. Xu Jingming's expression turns cold as a fierce dark blue aura erupts from him. He quietly asks if Lei Zhou is threatening him. The sheer pressure forces a startled Lei Zhou to step back. Sweating, Lei Zhou hurriedly claims it was only a reminder. Once Xu Jingming withdraws his aura, he asks for the time and place of the duel. Regaining composure, Lei Zhou declares the fight will be in 7 days at noon on broadcast platform 3. Xu Jingming accepts and warns him not to regret it. The confrontation sends a buzz through the crowd. Shortly after, the assembly officially begins. An older, bearded university official takes the stage. He welcomes them and explains the school's combat power ranking, which uses a virtual dive pod for holographic simulations. Rankings depend on how many levels students can clear, and the rewards are generous. After the hour-long meeting, Xu Jingming yawns, thinking only the dive pods seemed interesting. For now, his focus remains his daily training with Liu Ming and his mentor. For 7 days, Xu Jingming trains intensely under Liu Ming and Dean Yang Zhentian. After the week, Liu Ming approaches in astonishment, noting his junior has already advanced to mid-first tier. Xu Jingming casually says it was luck, though internally he admits he delayed his breakthrough so it would only cost 380 superpower points. Any faster and he feels he might have scared his senior. Changing the subject, Liu Ming remembers the duel and asks if it is today. Xu Jingming confirms it. Liu Ming claps his shoulder with a grin, joking that he'll observe 3 minutes of silence for the opponent, and decides to accompany him. The scene shifts to broadcast platform 3, a large arena packed with spectators. Lei Zhou enters with his friends. One says it's a good chance to see the top scorer's strength. Another claims Xu Jingming's score must have been a fluke. Someone mentions the punch power record, but Lei Zhou scoffs, arguing physical records are meaningless when real battles rely on superpowers. Then Xu Jingming arrives with Liu Ming. Wearing a new black coat and carrying his new spear, he immediately causes a stir. As he walks toward the ring, Liu Ming thinks with amusement that his handsome junior will charm half the school once he rises in fame. From the ring, Lei Zhou observes Xu Jingming's aura, noticing the rise in rank but remaining confident in his preparations. Seeking to raise the stakes, Lei Zhou proposes a wager of all their credits. Xu Jingming accepts without hesitation, stating he has 370 credits. Impressed, Lei Zhou agrees to cover any difference with cash and suggests transferring the credits to Old Master Zhou, a neutral party. The teacher presiding over the match is Zhou Yun, a Tier 6 mid-level healing-type superpowered being. As she confirms the credit transfer, Xu Jingming notes the precaution: superpowered duels can be dangerous, so a healer must oversee the fight. With the terms set, the crowd buzzes at the massive 3.7 million currency wager. Zhou Yun instructs them on the rules. If one admits defeat or loses consciousness, the other must stop immediately. Both acknowledge. The two face each other. Xu Jingming stands ready with his spear while Lei Zhou draws his sword. With grim determination, Lei Zhou unleashes his A-rank fire ability, Dense Pine Industry Fire. A vortex of orange flames erupts around him as he vows to reclaim his lost honor. The crowd marvels at the violent heat and power. Wreathed in flames, Lei Zhou charges forward. He leaps and brings down a blazing, raging flame slash. In response, Xu Jingming simply swings his spear in a basic upward arc. The clean block completely disperses the flaming strike. The audience gasps. They cannot believe a normal attack negated an A-rank move. Lei Zhou stands frozen and manages only a shaken mutter of how it could be possible. With the attack neutralized, Xu Jingming looks at him with cold indifference. Purple lightning crackles around him as he tells Lei Zhou that nothing is impossible. It only looks that way because Lei Zhou is far too weak. Then, Xu Jingming launches a devastating counterattack. Surrounded by a torrent of purple lightning, he lunges forward and strikes Lei Zhou squarely in the chest, sending him flying backward. The purple lightning courses through Lei Zhou's body, making him cry out in agony. The force of the blow sends his sword flying amidst a spray of blood before he lands hard on the ring floor, slumping over in defeat. The crowd is stunned. Lei Zhou's supporters gape in disbelief, one shouting that the fight ends in only 2 moves. Another curses the earlier claims about Lei Zhou being stronger. Everyone quickly realizes Xu Jingming's strength sits on an entirely different level than the other freshmen. On the sidelines, Liu Ming looks bored, thinking the match does not force his junior to use even a tenth of his power. Back in the ring, teacher Zhou Yun prepares to announce the winner, but Lei Zhou drags himself upright, insisting he is not defeated. Desperately, he pulls out a small red pill. Zhou Yun's face changes instantly. She recognizes a rampaging blood pill and shouts a warning, telling him it is not worth risking his life. The audience murmurs in alarm. They know the pill can multiply strength several times but brings crippling side effects. They wonder why he would gamble his future for a single duel. Lei Zhou ignores everyone and declares he will accept any consequences. Some students, including Liu Wentao, protest the use of such a drug. Teacher Zhou Yun explains that since the battle is unofficial, weapons, suits, and performance enhancers are all allowed. As she speaks, Lei Zhou swallows the pill. She finishes by adding that Xu Jingming would also be allowed to use one if he had it. The pill takes hold quickly. Lei Zhou's body erupts in an intense fire aura, his eyes glowing a fierce orange. Zhou Yun frowns, noting the pill is high grade and has pushed him to the lower second tier. She concludes Xu Jingming is now in danger. Faced with his opponent's power-up, Xu Jingming's own battle intent surges. Purple lightning erupts around him. Zhou Yun nods slightly, thinking he shows the calm mindset of a true general. Gripping his spear, Xu Jingming allows a confident smile. At last, the fight feels like something other than an adult beating a child. He steps forward, lightning exploding beneath his boots as he charges with blinding speed. Lei Zhou is shocked by the velocity. The two collide at the center of the ring with explosive force. Lei Zhou barely blocks the first thrust but is driven backward, forced onto one knee by the impact. Flames flicker wildly around him as disbelief fills his eyes. Even boosted to second tier, he cannot understand how he still cannot match him. Realizing close combat is hopeless, Lei Zhou leaps away and hurls a volley of fireballs. Xu Jingming casually swings his spear, a vortex of lightning deflecting everything. He asks mockingly if that is truly all Lei Zhou can do. Frustrated and sweating, Lei Zhou clings to a single hope, exhausting Xu Jingming before the pill's boost fades. But Xu Jingming decides to end it. He raises his hand and compresses massive purple energy into a solid lightning spear, his A-rank thunder spear. It flies across the ring and slams into Lei Zhou's shoulder, tearing through his defenses. Staggering, Lei Zhou is struck by the cold realization that Xu Jingming also wields devastating long-range power. Before he recovers, another technique descends. A sphere of lightning forms overhead, pouring down violent purple torrents. Lei Zhou stares up in panic, wondering what skill this is. Xu Jingming answers coldly, Thunder Prison. A cage of crackling lightning traps Lei Zhou where he stands. Cursing, Lei Zhou summons a spinning flame barrier around himself. Trapped but stubborn, he shouts that if he cannot escape, then Xu Jingming cannot enter either. Xu Jingming remains unmoved. The barrier looks flimsy in his eyes, nothing more than a glowing shell. Instead of a drawn-out contest, he leaps high into the air. Dozens of massive purple spears appear above him, each humming with lethal power, an overwhelming storm resembling a monstrous version of chain thunder gun. Lei Zhou looks up and feels pure terror. He knows one hit will kill him. With pride shattered and survival taking over, he screams his surrender. At the last instant, the tip of the leading lightning spear stops inches from his eye. The barrage fades as Xu Jingming lands. He steps forward and thrusts his real spear into Lei Zhou's chest, sealing the result beyond all doubt. Xu Jingming pulls his spear free, leaving Lei Zhou kneeling in defeat. Teacher Zhou Yun announces the winner. The crowd erupts in shock. They marvel at how Xu Jingming chains 4 different battle techniques in seconds. 2 students whisper guesses that the techniques must be B grade. One admits the best technique he has learned is only C grade. Standing nearby, Liu Ming overhears and nearly chokes. He thinks they are severely underestimating his junior. He knows the truth. Xu Jingming picked 4 A-grade techniques and has already mastered them to a usable level. He recalls how he dared choose only 1 A-grade technique as a freshman and needed 4 months to learn it. Having such a monstrous junior puts pressure even on him. Back in the ring, a humbled Lei Zhou struggles to stand. He thanks Xu Jingming for sparing him and admits he is completely defeated. He promises the wagered credits and cash now belong to him and vows he will pay what he owes Xu Jingming's aunt on time. Teacher Zhou Yun confirms the transfer of 50 credits and 3.2 million currency to Xu Jingming's account. He thinks a gambling match is an efficient way to earn money. With the duel over, Liu Wentao rushes in, cheering wildly. He tells Brother Ming he is now a rich man and insists on celebrating in the city center that evening. Xu Jingming begins to refuse, explaining he has training scheduled, but Liu Ming encourages him to go, reminding him that proper rest is part of long-term success. Xu Jingming accepts the advice. As they prepare to leave, Liu Wentao excitedly points at Liu Ming, bragging about his reputation as vice president of the Ash Club and a user of an A-rank lightning ability. As the two roommates walk off, Liu Wentao proudly says he already has the entire program planned for the night. A suspicious Xu Jingming asks what kind of program. Liu Wentao turns with a wide mischievous grin and reveals his grand plan. The one thing no university life is complete without, a social mixer. Next day, at a lavishly set table for a social gathering, Liu Wentao approaches Xu Jingming with excitement. He explains that after posting an invitation on the campus forum, over 100 people registered, and he had a difficult time selecting the guests. Xu Jingming smiles and comments on his friend's dedication, asking about the final choices. Liu Wentao playfully keeps it a secret, but soon spots the arriving guests and calls them over. Two young women approach. One wearing glasses introduces herself as Qi Dongxia, and her companion with dark hair introduces herself as her roommate, Song Chu-yun. Liu Wentao proudly presents them to Xu Jingming, highlighting their abilities. He notes Qi Dongxia has an A-rank beast-type ability, while Song Chu-yun is a high-level first-tier user with an A-rank light element ability and was the top scorer in her province. Xu Jingming politely introduces himself. Upon hearing his name, Song Chu-yun shows surprise and immediately expresses interest in a sparring match, inviting him to choose the time and place. Qi Dongxia calls her a battle maniac for suggesting a fight so soon and reminds her they are there to socialize. Song Chu-yun admits her main reason for attending was the opportunity to spar with Xu Jingming. Xu Jingming steps in to smooth the situation by inviting them to sit down. Liu Wentao clarifies the plan for today is just to have fun, eat, and go shopping together. The group spends the evening at the bustling Huaihai shopping street. Song Chu-yun looks up at the towering skyscrapers in awe of the city's magnificence. As they walk, Qi Dongxia admires clothes in a window, while Xu Jingming notices the wide array of high-end equipment for superpowered individuals, including A-rank weapons. He observes displays of blades and elixirs, thinking this commercial center offers a far greater selection than his hometown, Jiangcheng. They enjoy street food together and browse a clothing boutique. When the girls shop, Xu Jingming offers to hold Song Chu-yun's shopping bag, and their hands briefly touch during the exchange. Later, he watches them look at jewelry displays, and by the end of the evening, he carries many shopping bags, surprised they spent several million in just a few hours. Liu Wentao remarks that despite Song Chu-yun's simple style, she is quite wealthy. When Xu Jingming seems curious, Liu Wentao leans in to explain her powerful family background. Qi Dongxia cheerfully calls for help with one final bag, and Song Chu-yun suggests it is time to head back. The night ends with Xu Jingming and Liu Wentao walking the girls to their impressive villa. Song Chu-yun tells them they had a lot of fun, but before leaving, she turns to Xu Jingming with a serious expression, reiterating her intent to formally challenge him to a sparring match one day. His confident smile returns as he accepts, saying he looks forward to it. Song Chu-yun seems pleased before going inside. Once inside, Qi Dongxia teases her friend, noting she has never seen Song Chu-yun show a pleasant expression to any boy until Xu Jingming. Qi Dongxia happily concludes it was a great idea to bring her. Song Chu-yun explains her usual coldness stems from her A-rank light element ability, which allows her to perceive others' inner thoughts. She constantly encounters impure intentions from boys but finds Xu Jingming different because her ability reveals only appreciation from him, with no impure thoughts. She thoughtfully concludes he is special. Qi Dongxia gets a mischievous look, teasingly suggesting Miss Song has developed a crush. As the boys walk back, Liu Wentao reflects with satisfaction on the relaxing evening, and Xu Jingming quietly agrees. However, Xu Jingming is lost in thought, considering Song Chu-yun's high-level status and realizing he still has a long way to go. This motivates him to work harder and grow stronger. 15 days later, Xu Jingming meditates in his training room. Sensing he is ready, he commands his system, Deep Blue, to use points for an upgrade. A violent surge of purple lightning erupts from his body. System notifications confirm his dual advancement from a mid-level to a high-level first-tier user, while also leveling up his Thunder Indestructible Body technique to the second level. As the energy subsides, he reflects on his progress, noting the rank up significantly increased his power and the second level focuses on strengthening bones and muscles. Consulting the training manual, he learns that reaching the third level will unlock a special ability called Thunder Extreme State, providing a temporary but immense boost to power and speed. He checks his system panel and is pleased but disappointed to see only 62 ability points left, insufficient for the next level. He decides to ask his master for leave to go to the wilderness, hunt beasts, and gather more ability points. Later, during a visit to his master's residence, Dean Yang Gentian is shocked by Xu Jingming's rapid advancement, asking if he has broken through again. Xu Jingming calmly confirms his progress from the previous night and mentions his body tempering technique has reached the second level. The dean is inwardly amazed, thinking his student discusses difficult breakthroughs as if they were simple. He concludes that with an S-rank ability and such hard training, nothing is impossible for Xu Jingming. His senior disciple, Liu Ming, remarks that his junior brother is a monster, recalling it took him half a year to achieve the same advancement. Dean Yang Gentian advises Xu Jingming that leveling up is important, but he must not neglect combat training. To test his new strength, the dean suggests a sparring match against Liu Ming, which Xu Jingming eagerly accepts. In the training room, Liu Ming states he will suppress his power to that of a low-level second-tier user and instructs Xu Jingming to fight with full strength. After a countdown, the match begins. Both warriors leap forward, and their spears meet in a powerful clash, erupting in a brilliant explosion of purple and green energy. Liu Ming is surprised by his junior brother's strength, which almost matches his own even with suppressed power. Xu Jingming, covered in purple lightning, feels thrilled to face an opponent of equal strength for the first time since getting his system. He decides to press his advantage by concentrating a sphere of lightning and unleashing his Thunder Prison technique. The massive orb of electricity forces Liu Ming to defend. Before his senior can recover, Xu Jingming leaps and follows up with a volley of lightning spears, similar to his chain thunder gun technique. Liu Ming recognizes the combination, smirks, and declares he is no mere freshman. He gathers his power and unleashes a devastating counterattack called Jade Pivot True Thunder, a massive torrent of teal-colored lightning. 20 minutes later, the intense battle ends. An exhausted Xu Jingming leans on his spear and concedes the match, admitting his divine thunder energy is depleted and he has lost. Liu Ming reassures him, explaining he did not lose due to skill but because of lower energy reserves. Their master, Dean Yang Gentian, approaches and praises the fight as an exciting spectacle, admitting Xu Jingming's performance far exceeded expectations. He thought Liu Ming would win easily, but they were so evenly matched that the outcome was decided by attrition. Liu Ming then asks if Xu Jingming is aware of his combat power level during the fight. When Xu Jingming looks puzzled, Liu Ming makes a stunning declaration that his power is now unrivaled in the second tier. This assessment leaves Xu Jingming looking thoughtful and determined. After the intense sparring session, Dean Yang Gentian announces the end of training and instructs everyone to rest. The butler, Uncle Fu, brings a tray of spirit fruits, explaining they are ideal for recovery. Xu Jingming approaches his master with a request to leave the university for a trip into the wilderness. He reveals his plan to stay for over a month, returning just before the freshman competition. The dean expresses concern, warning that the wilderness is far more dangerous than exam grounds due to the absence of army protection and unpredictable high-level beasts. However, seeing his disciple's determination, he relents and advises Xu Jingming to flee immediately if any situation turns dangerous. He emphasizes that the path to power involves life and death crises and will not stand in his way. Xu Jingming bows in gratitude. When asked about his destination, he mentions the wilderness near Yuanshui City. The dean feels relieved because that area only has beasts up to tier 4 or 5, making it relatively safer. He promises to have Liu Ming share valuable experience and offers a suitable weapon as a gift, using a glowing ring to prepare it. Back in his dorm, Xu Jingming sits with his new spear and packed bag. He asks the AI Eva to open the university's mission system, recalling Liu Ming's advice to accept missions for extra credits. He reviews various tasks, noting that higher reward missions like A and B ranks involve combat, which aligns with the university's training model of pushing students into dangerous situations to grow stronger. He selects 1 A rank and 3 B rank missions for his trip. After preparing, he puts on his combat attire, shoulders his backpack, and sets out immediately with Eva wishing him luck. He arrives at the Yuanshui City Supply Base, a bustling town in a mountainous region serving as a forward base for wilderness adventurers. The streets are filled with teams recruiting for beast hunting. Xu Jingming enters a registration hall for adventurers, where a receptionist in a red dress greets him warmly. He states his purpose to register as an adventurer, showing his Modu Superpower University ID. The receptionist is impressed but notes it is rare for a first-tier user to venture out so soon. Still, she processes his registration and suggests he wait in the hall. While waiting, Xu Jingming observes other adventurers. Suddenly, a commotion erupts as Jiang Chuxian, a stylish second-year student from Modu University with long white hair and sunglasses, arrives with bodyguards and a cameraman. Onlookers recognize her as a popular online figure with millions of followers and speculate she is filming new content. Xu Jingming notes her beauty is comparable to Song Chuyun's. Just then, the receptionist calls him over, handing him an adventurer card and a satellite smartwatch with a wilderness map detailing beast activity and danger levels, and he thanks her. But just as he turns to leave, a shady man named Zhao Chunlin stops him, guessing it is his first trip and offering to sell essential elixirs at low prices. Xu Jingming knows standard first-grade elixirs cost much more, so he realizes it is a scam targeting newcomers. He calmly confronts Zhao Chunlin, asking how many people he has cheated. Zhao Chunlin becomes aggressive, getting in his face and threatening him. Before things escalate, Wang Qian, a woman with short dark hair, intervenes, shouting at Zhao Chunlin and accusing him of scamming newbies again. Zhao Chunlin mutters that Xu Jingming is lucky and delivers a sinister threat, warning him not to leave the supply base or he will regret it. With that, Zhao Chunlin leaves while other adventurers gossip that Xu Jingming provoked a mid-level second-tier user and is in trouble. Wang Qian warns Xu Jingming about Zhao Chunlin's vengeful nature and powerful connections, advising him to stay inside and buy supplies from official channels. Xu Jingming thanks her, thinking she is kind-hearted. He refocuses on his plans, purchasing all necessary supplies like healing and antidote elixirs from an official counter. And after purchasing those and stowing them in his backpack, he leaves the hall. But outside, Zhao Chunlin and his cronies are already blocking his path. Zhao Chunlin mockingly comments on his defiance and demands respect. He threatens to break both of Xu Jingming's legs unless he pays 1 million and kneels in apology. Xu Jingming remains unfazed, and a faint crackle of purple lightning emerges from his body as he tells him to shut up. The energy surge startles Zhao Chunlin. Before anyone can react, Xu Jingming disappears in a flash of purple lightning, reappearing behind Zhao Chunlin and striking him down with a single devastating blow. The force sends Zhao Chunlin flying backward, leaving him battered and bloody. Xu Jingming slams Zhao Chunlin with such force that he crashes through a nearby stone wall, shattering it. The onlookers, including the kind adventurer woman and her companions, are left speechless by the sudden display of power. Xu Jingming stands calmly in the devastated courtyard, unfazed. The crowd murmurs in shock, some admitting they did not even see the attack, others saying they worried for the newcomer but never expected such strength. Everyone quickly agrees that Zhao Chunlin picked the wrong opponent. The kind adventurer woman and her friend try to process what they witnessed. The woman admits she could not follow Xu Jingming's movements, and her blonde companion winces at Zhao Chunlin's condition, guessing his legs and pelvis must be shattered and that he will be crippled even if he survives. The kind woman remarks that Xu Jingming is not only incredibly strong but also ruthless, the signature of someone trained at Modu Superpower University. When asked how she knows, she explains she recognized the exclusive university combat suit. Impressed, the woman, Wang Qian, suggests recruiting him, saying their team is short one attacker. Her teammate protests, reminding her their team is all female. The others tease Wang Qian, suggesting she only wants him on board because he is handsome, though none of them deny they would approve of him joining. Wang Qian becomes flustered. Ignoring the chatter, Xu Jingming walks to the wilderness entry gate. He scans his adventurer card. A notification confirms permission to enter. He steps through the massive gate into the vast Yuanshui wilderness, a dense and untamed forest. A powerful beast roar echoes through the trees, a Tier 4 creature marking territory. Xu Jingming notes it calmly. Those beasts are not his targets today. He plans his hunt. The wilderness is divided into a ruined city and a mountain forest. City zone beasts are generally weaker, making them perfect for harvesting ability points. He pulls up a holographic map, selecting Ping'an County, where data shows mostly Tier 2 beasts with a few Tier 1 and no higher tiers. With an estimated 500 to 600 beasts, it is the ideal starting point. With a determined cry, Xu Jingming declares his arrival and sprints forward, blue aura wrapping around him as he races through the forest. He enters the ruined streets. A ferocious Tier 2 shadow cat lunges from the darkness. Xu Jingming sees it as free ability points but suddenly clutches his chest in pain. The violent negative emotions from the Thunder Tyrannosaurus blood surge within him, filling him with an overwhelming urge to kill. Suppressing it only worsens the impulse. A manic grin spreads across his face as he embraces the bloodlust and unleashes a torrent of purple lightning. The shadow cat freezes in terror. 1 month later, a team of 4 adventurers patrols the empty streets of Ping'an County. One asks their bald, red-bearded captain why the entire area is deserted despite searching all day. The captain snaps back that he has no idea. Even a mass migration would not leave the zone this empty. Just then, a large arm-blade tiger emerges, startling the group. Relieved, the captain orders them to attack. Before anyone moves, a massive spear of purple lightning slams down from the sky and obliterates the tiger in an explosion of debris. The adventurers are stunned. One wonders if it is a new laser weapon. The captain shakes his head, deducing it is a lightning combat technique. He realizes the blast is a warning. A powerful individual has claimed the county and commands his team to leave immediately. As they flee, one finally understands why they found no beasts. Someone has wiped them all out. The culprit is Xu Jingming, perched on a high-rise structure. A system notification confirms his kill and awards 19 ability points. Satisfied, he notes his thunder spear now reaches over 1,000 meters. He opens his status panel, reviewing his month-long harvest. Over 8,000 ability points raised him from high first tier to high second tier, and the thunder indestructible body advanced to the 3rd layer. Several A-rank combat techniques are now at intermediate level, a pace he believes no one else could match. With the entire county cleared, he decides to return to the supply base for the night before heading deeper into the wilderness. Next day, at Yuanshui Supply Base, a group of adventurers stare as Xu Jingming returns with an impossibly large, overflowing backpack. They joke that he probably dragged back whole beasts. Quietly, Xu Jingming is grateful he purchased a reinforced pack. It held over 400 kilograms of materials. He goes to the adventurer hall to sell his haul. The receptionist politely asks what he wishes to sell and directs him to a scale. Xu Jingming opens the massive pack, revealing a mountain of high-quality beast parts. He informs her that he has over 400 kilograms of Tier 2 materials and requests evaluation. Overwhelmed, she calls for assistance. A well-dressed man arrives with 2 attendants. He introduces himself as Manager Zhao Yi, head of acquisitions. After Xu Jingming introduces himself, Zhao Yi shakes his hand, impressed by someone so young hunting so much. He offers to have staff handle the weighing and invites Xu Jingming to sit. Floating scanner drones inspect the materials. Zhao Yi, seeing the sheer volume, decides to maintain a good relationship. He presents a platinum membership card, granting discounts on all purchases. Xu Jingming accepts politely. A female employee soon brings the inventory report. 89 high-tier, 107 mid-tier, and 221 low-tier Tier 2 beast materials. Zhao Yi is inwardly stunned. It looks like someone single-handedly destroyed an entire beast lair. He announces the valuation, 24.76 million. Rounding it to 25 million, he sends the funds. A notification confirms the deposit, raising Xu Jingming's bank account to over 29 million. He smiles, realizing he has become extremely wealthy overnight. As he prepares to leave, Zhao Yi gives him his business card and invites him for tea. Xu Jingming agrees politely and departs. Zhao Yi watches him go, sensing limitless potential. Just as Xu Jingming leaves, Zhao Yi's phone rings. It is Zhao Chunlin, heavily bandaged in a hospital bed and furious. He shouts that he saw the man who attacked him enter the base and demands revenge. Zhao Yi calmly confirms he means the high-level first-tier user and asks how he wants to proceed. Zhao Chunlin demands the Tiger Shark Squad be dispatched to make Xu Jingming's life hell. Zhao Yi agrees but warns that their association ends after this. Zhao Chunlin accepts, vowing to leave the city after getting revenge. Once the call ends, Zhao Yi feels a moment of unease but convinces himself that the Tiger Shark Squad, an elite team of Tier 2 users, should handle a single first-tier opponent easily. Meanwhile, as Xu Jingming walks through the supply base streets, he suddenly sneezes loudly. He rubs his nose, wondering if someone is talking bad about him somewhere. Manager Zhao Yi contacts his superior, Base Chief Manager Wang Chuang, to report on an exceptional ability user named Xu Jingming. He enthusiastically describes how Xu Jingming's haul of beast materials exceeds the combined totals of more than a dozen other teams. Manager Wang Chuang checks the records and is surprised to find Xu Jingming's file, recognizing him as a disciple of the famed Yang Zhentian, and noting his talent appears to surpass even other students like Liu Ming. He concludes Xu Jingming is a prodigy who must not be offended and urgently instructs manager Zhao Yi to notify him immediately upon Xu Jingming's return. Manager Zhao Yi agrees, realizing the young man must have a powerful background and feeling relieved he treated him with respect. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming walks through the commercial streets of the supply base. He notices a shop selling spatial storage rings but is dismayed to find even basic models cost over 10 million. Despite the high price, he considers the convenience of such a ring for carrying his spear. His thoughts are interrupted by a phone call from his roommate, Liu Wentao, who cheerfully asks when he will return to the university. Xu Jingming replies he will be back in about half a month and inquires if something is wrong, unaware that he is being watched from a hidden alley. Zhao Chunlin, seated in a wheelchair and surrounded by the Tiger Shark Squad mercenaries, points out Xu Jingming as his target. The squad leader, a man with a blonde buzz cut and an arm in a sling, orders his team to break Xu Jingming's hands and feet and bring him to Zhao Chunlin. A female squad member coolly acknowledges the command. As Xu Jingming continues his phone call, Liu Wentao begins describing an arrogant new freshman at the university. Suddenly, Xu Jingming pauses, sensing hostile gazes, but calmly tells his roommate it is nothing and to continue. When Xu Jingming walks into a deserted alley, the Tiger Shark Squad is waiting. The squad leader signals that the target is in position and orders a member named He Ya to analyze his strength. Another member remarks that their captain is being too cautious about a single upper first-tier user. He Ya uses her psychic ability to scan Xu Jingming, and her expression turns to shock. She exclaims that what she sees is impossible and shares her psychic perception with the team. They view Xu Jingming as a colossal vortex of immense purple power that dwarfs their own auras, realizing his strength far exceeds an upper second-tier user and he could easily destroy them. The leader's face twists in fury as he understands their intelligence was wrong and Zhao Chunlin sent them on a suicide mission. He immediately aborts the operation, ordering a retreat and vowing to settle the score later. From the alley, Xu Jingming watches the squad members leap away and vanish, leaving him confused by their sudden withdrawal. He quickly deduces that only Zhao Chunlin holds a grudge against him and assumes this was a failed revenge attempt. He dismisses it, thinking such people never change and he will teach Zhao Chunlin a lesson next time. The enraged Tiger Shark Squad returns to Zhao Chunlin. The squad leader storms up to the merchant and slaps him powerfully, sending him flying from his wheelchair. Stunned and in pain, Zhao Chunlin demands an explanation. The leader looks down with contempt, yelling that Zhao Chunlin's faulty intelligence was a death trap, and reveals that their target was not an upper first-tier user, but a powerful upper second-tier one. The news leaves Zhao Chunlin speechless and unable to comprehend how Xu Jingming grew so strong in just over a month. The squad leader coldly terminates the mission and departs with his team. The Tiger Shark Squad leader reports back to manager Zhao Yi, who is surprised by their quick return. The leader explains the mission was terminated due to incorrect intelligence, stating that Xu Jingming is an upper second-tier user with combat strength at least at the third-tier level. Manager Zhao Yi is enraged, wondering how Zhao Chunlin could make such a huge mistake. A sense of dread dawns on him, and he asks for the target's name. The leader provides a description: a muscular man about 1.9 meters tall who carries a long spear. Manager Zhao Yi's face turns pale with horror as he realizes the target was Xu Jingming. The scene cuts to manager Wang Chuang's office where he slams his hands on his desk, sending books flying. He yells at manager Zhao Yi, demanding to know who gave him the audacity to ambush Xu Jingming. A terrified manager Zhao Yi nervously points out that Xu Jingming is just an upper second-tier kid and questions if such a strong reaction is needed. Manager Wang Chuang calls him a fool and has drone project Xu Jingming's records. As he reads, the horrifying reality hits him. The file confirms Xu Jingming is an 18-year-old upper second-tier user, the top scholar of Jiangcheng province, a freshman at Modu Superpower University, and most importantly, a disciple of the legendary Yang Zhentian. Manager Wang Chuang grimly asks if manager Zhao Yi now understands, explaining that a master like Yang Zhentian could level the base without consequences from the state. Overcome with fear, manager Zhao Yi bows and promises to handle the situation. On manager Wang Chuang's orders, 2 guards drag in the battered Zhao Chunlin. The terrified merchant is thrown to the floor and begs for his life. Manager Zhao Yi, his face cold, declares a simple beating is not enough and that the ringleader must be executed. He tells Zhao Chunlin he has only himself to blame for picking a fight with someone he could not afford to offend. Without another word, he snaps the merchant's neck, executing him on the spot. In Manager Wang Chuang's office, Manager Zhao Yi looks on nervously after the execution, but Manager Wang Chuang is not satisfied. He coldly states that this is not enough to appease someone like Xu Jingming and orders that everyone involved, including the Tiger Shark Squad, must be severely punished to ensure no rumors spread. A horrified manager, Zhao Yi, can only watch. The scene shifts to the Adventurers Hall entrance, where the base's top management has gathered in a formal line. A crowd, including Wang Tian and her team, observes the gathering and recognizes manager Wang Chuang at the front. Noting all department heads are present, they guess such an impressive lineup must be for someone very important. Just then, Wang Tian's teammate spots Xu Jingming, pointing out the young man from Modu Superpower University. Xu Jingming, returning from his errands, looks on confused by the entire management team's presence. Manager Wang Chuang steps forward and warmly welcomes student Xu, introducing himself as the base chief manager. Seeing the base's highest authority personally greeting him leaves Wang Qian and her friends shocked, realizing there is much more to Xu Jingming's identity. Manager Wang Chuang offers a formal apology, informing Xu Jingming that Zhao Chunlin has been punished and all accomplices have been rounded up and will spend their lives in prison. To make amends, he explains the base has prepared reparations. Xu Jingming is impressed, thinking the chief manager handles matters cleanly and decisively. A female attendant brings forward a box, presenting Xu Jingming with the base's highest-level black gold membership card, which grants free lodging and a minimum 20% discount on all purchases. Another attendant then presents a second gift, a small box containing a 1 cubic meter space ring. The incredible value of this gift leaves Xu Jingming completely stunned as he realizes what he is being offered. Xu Jingming holds the space ring and notes that its market value is at least 50 million. He accepts the gift as a sincere gesture from manager Wang Chuang. The manager praises his boldness, typical of Yang Zhentian students, and mentions that his senior disciple Liu Ming also trained at the base. Before Xu Jingming leaves, manager Wang Chuang assures him of his significant influence in the city and offers assistance if needed. Xu Jingming understands this special treatment stems entirely from his master's powerful reputation. Later, in a luxurious room provided through his new black gold membership, Xu Jingming finally relaxes after a month of intense training. He binds the space ring to himself by leaving a spiritual imprint, a process he completes easily due to his strong spiritual power. Testing the ring, he finds he can retrieve and store items with a simple thought. Though it cannot hold living things, he appreciates its convenience. Soon, his rest is interrupted by a call from his master, Yang Zhentian. Xu Jingming reports his return from the wilderness and mentions the assassination attempt. Yang Zhentian becomes enraged, shouting that a space ring is insufficient compensation and threatening to destroy the base if any harm had come to his disciple. After calming down, he asks why the elite squad retreated. Xu Jingming speculates they realized his strength was far greater than expected, perceiving him as an upper second-tier user, which forced their retreat. This news leaves Yang Zhentian speechless, then bursting into proud laughter. He praises Xu Jingming's cultivation speed as even faster than his own and eagerly asks when he will return to celebrate. Xu Jingming says he will be back just before the semester begins, planning to use the remaining time to explore more dangerous areas. Yang Zhentian warns him to be careful, and Xu Jingming assures him he will. After the call, Yang Zhentian beams with joy, and his butler Uncle Fu remarks it has been a long time since he has seen him so happy. The dean reflects that while life and death crises catalyze growth for others, they seem to accelerate his disciples' progress at an incredible rate. Following his plan, Xu Jingming ventures into the forest mountain range, a more advanced part of the wilderness. The air fills with fierce beast roars, and he notes this area is richer in resources than the ruined city he cleared. Just then, his keen senses detect an attack as his boot snaps a twig, alerting a foe. Invisible energy slashes, tear through the air, narrowly missing him and slicing through trees. The attacker reveals itself as a large, ferocious gale dreadwolf. Xu Jingming calmly analyzes it as a mid-tier third-rank wind element beast and wonders how many ability points it will yield. As he prepares to fight, another group approaches, the popular streamer Jiang Chuxian, with her bodyguards and cameraman. One bodyguard points out the Gale Dreadwolf, suggesting it would be perfect for Miss Jiang to defeat on camera. The team leader orders his subordinate to block the wolf's escape, intending to claim the beast. Xu Jingming observes this, thinking they are trying to steal his kill, which violates wilderness rules where the first person to find a resource claims it. However, Jiang Chuxian expresses disapproval, stating she dislikes taking another's prey for content and notes that Xu Jingming appears calm and capable, not needing help. The team leader complains quietly, but agrees to find another beast. Xu Jingming watches them leave, thinking Jiang Chuxian's character is surprisingly decent for a famous online personality, though the team leader seems to have little authority. He dismisses the thought and refocuses on the hunt. The Gale Dreadwolf, annoyed by Xu Jingming's stance, lunges in a furious attack. Xu Jingming easily evades, and though the charge throws him slightly off balance, he quickly recovers. Channeling his lightning power, he brings his spear down with immense force, plunging the electrified tip into the beast's skull. The beast collapses, and a system notification awards him 34 ability points. Xu Jingming reflects with satisfaction that over 30 points from a single third-rank beast is quite good. With a smirk, he looks forward to hunting as many beasts as possible in the last 10 days of his expedition. 7 days later, Xu Jingming's hunt continues. He finds a troop of large ape-like beasts and unleashes a massive spear of pure energy from the sky, creating a powerful explosion that leaves a crater and heavily wounds the leader. Surprised his thunder spear did not instantly kill the leader, he acknowledges the durability of a third-rank beast leader. With purple lightning crackling around him, he decides not to waste time on lesser beasts and resolves to finish them all quickly. He charges into the group, moving like a blur and striking them down with his spear. Standing over the defeated apes, he checks his system panel with a satisfied smile, seeing over 3,000 ability points. He thinks this should be enough to learn the powerful S-rank combat techniques he has been anticipating. Just as he is about to move on, his smartwatch beeps, projecting a holographic distress signal. Elsewhere, Jiang Chuxian desperately flees for her life, leaping through trees at incredible speed while pursued by a massive armored dragon-like creature. It turns out her team was scattered by a powerful 4th-rank beast, and in the chaos, she encountered a low-tier 3rd-rank ground-digging dragon. Being a mid-tier 2nd-rank user, she knows she has no chance of winning, even with a power-boosting pill, and her only hope is that another superpowered person will see her distress signal. However, her situation worsens as she breaks into an open clearing, realizing without cover, the beast will surely catch her. She looks hopeless, and the creature closes in, but before it could make a move on her, a massive spear of pure purple lightning descends from the sky, slamming in front of the creature and stopping its attack. The next instant, Xu Jingming appears in a flash of lightning, standing protectively between her and the stunned beast. Jiang Chuxian looks on in utter shock, immediately recognizing her savior. Jiang Chuxian frantically tells Xu Jingming to run because the creature is a low-tier 3rd-rank ground-digging dragon that he cannot defeat. However, Xu Jingming ignores her warning and plants his spear in the ground while calmly facing the beast, leaving her stunned. Frustrated by his refusal to listen, she feels responsible. She thinks dying alone would be acceptable but cannot bear causing an innocent person's death. Making a selfless choice, she sprints past him and shouts for him to escape while she tries to hold off the creature. The ground-digging dragon roars and charges at them both. Jiang Chuxian prepares to fight, but before she can act, Xu Jingming unleashes his power behind her. He summons a massive spear of crackling lightning and hurls it over her head at the charging beast. She watches in stunned silence as the energy spear descends at incredible speed, piercing through the beast's armored head in a massive explosion of purple lightning and gore. The creature collapses with its head completely destroyed. Jiang Chuxian falls to her knees in complete disbelief, stammering about how the fearsome beast was killed in a single instant attack. She looks up at Xu Jingming and thinks about his terrifying power. She realizes the sonic boom she heard earlier came from him and wonders how he could be so strong when he is supposed to be only an upper 2nd-tier user. A notification appears for Xu Jingming confirming the kill and awarding him 36 ability points. He smirks, thinking that as expected of a beast with dragon in its name, it provides more points than a normal beast of the same rank. After the battle, Xu Jingming approaches Jiang Chuxian, who is still on the ground, and asks if she is all right. She says she is fine, just weak in the knees, and thanks him for saving her. He modestly replies that anyone would have done the same and helps her up. Standing, Jiang Chuxian says she owes him a great debt for saving her life and he can ask for anything in the future. Xu Jingming politely declines but suggests an autographed photo for his roommate would be the best reward. The request surprises her, but she agrees, saying she does not have one with her but can give it to him at the supply base. Her attention is drawn to his weapon. She recognizes it as the famous Dark Cloud Gale Spear and asks if he is a student at Modu University. He confirms it was a gift from his master. Jiang Chuxian explains the weapon is famous because it is so heavy only powerful users can wield it. She introduces herself as a 2nd-year student from the elementary academy. Hearing this, Xu Jingming greets her as a senior. She internally notes she has never heard his name at school and concludes he must be a very low-key upperclassman. He realizes she thinks he is a senior because most students do not reach his power level until their third year, and he decides not to correct her. Still in awe, Jiang Chuxian marvels that he could instantly kill a strong upper-tier third-rank creature. As he prepares to leave, she stops him. With a blush, she shyly asks if she can travel with him for a while, explaining she was separated from her bodyguards and cannot survive alone in the wilderness. Xu Jingming agrees to escort her to the ruined city from where she can get back safely. She happily thanks him. As they walk, she suggests they check the beast's cave for valuable items, which is why it attacked her. Xu Jingming agrees it is worth a look. On the way, she asks which academy he belongs to. When he says he is from the Weaponry Academy, she comments that she knows their dean, Yang Zhentian, has a very fierce nickname. Xu Jingming calmly informs her the dean is his master. The revelation leaves Jiang Chuxian flustered and embarrassed, and she apologizes profusely for speaking badly of his teacher. Xu Jingming is taken aback, thinking that for a cold online ice goddess, she is quite a chatterbox in person. Jiang Chuxian leads him to a dark rocky cave, the ground-digging dragon's lair. Inside, he cautiously tells her to stay behind him as he is unsure of what dangers lie ahead. She agrees, following closely as he leads with his spear crackling with protective lightning. Their caution soon turns to amazement. Deeper inside, they discover a hidden oasis. A small spring of clear turquoise water is surrounded by a garden of rare and fragrant flowers. Xu Jingming is stunned, identifying several high-grade medicinal herbs. His shock grows as he realizes the spring is an S-grade Earth Spirit Spring, a legendary healing treasure. He turns to Jiang Chuxian in disbelief, asking if she is certain. She confirms it, explaining the spring nourishes the surrounding plants, turning them into rare and powerful herbs. Xu Jingming is impressed by her deep knowledge. She proudly reveals she is a certified second-grade pharmacist, a qualification he knows is very difficult to achieve. After assessing their find, Jiang Chuxian estimates there is enough spring water for at least 5 portions of S-grade healing liquid. As thanks for saving her life, she selflessly offers the entire treasure to him. However, Xu Jingming proposes a fairer deal. He suggests they split the spring water with him taking 4 parts to her 1 and divide the herbs equally. Delighted by his generous offer, she happily accepts. As Xu Jingming and Jiang Chuxian are dividing their findings, her team of bodyguards arrives at the cave entrance. One man is skeptical, questioning what could be valuable in an unguarded cave. The team leader corrects him, pointing out traces show it is the lair of a third-rank ground-digging dragon, and dragon nests often contain rare treasures. As they enter, they are surprised to find Jiang Chuxian and Xu Jingming inside. She is startled by their sudden appearance, internally worrying that if this elite team of third-rank users discovers the S-grade spring, there will be trouble. The leader greets her, saying they have been searching for her. He then curiously notes Xu Jingming's presence. Thinking quickly, Jiang Chuxian explains Xu Jingming is a senior from her school she just met. She gestures to the treasure, suggesting that since the herbs are high quality, they should all share. The leader smirks and accepts, but a subordinate whispers to him that the spring seems to be the legendary S-grade Earth Spirit Spring, a priceless treasure. The revelation instantly changes the atmosphere. The bodyguards' eyes glow red with greed as they realize the immense value. Both Xu Jingming and Jiang Chuxian sense the immediate shift in their demeanor. The leader's friendly facade drops, replaced by a menacing grin as he remarks that she does not seem very honest. Realizing the danger, Jiang Chuxian decides to surrender the treasure. She says the team can have everything and tries to pull Xu Jingming away. When he does not move, she urgently whispers that the bodyguards are all peak third-rank users and they stand no chance. However, Xu Jingming calmly replies that he does not consider himself weaker than them. He adds that even if they gave up the treasure, the team would not let them go alive. A chilling thought she realizes is true. The team leader laughs, confirming Xu Jingming's words. He admits that while the boy's tone is arrogant, his guess is correct. He explains their ruthless logic. Jiang Chuxian is famous, and if they let her go, she could expose them online and ruin their careers. Therefore, he concludes it is safer to kill them both and keep the secret buried in the cave forever. Jiang Chuxian refuses to be a liability and makes a difficult choice by swallowing a red power-enhancing bloodburst pill. She becomes determined to fight alongside her rescuer, Xu Jingming. The pill immediately takes effect, causing her A-rank ice superpower to surge violently. She unleashes her power, sending a wave of frost across the ground that begins to freeze the feet of the bodyguards. The team leader remains unfazed and gives his orders. He instructs one man, Zhou Chong, to deal with Xu Jingming first, whom he mockingly calls Jiang Chuxian's lover. The rest of the team is ordered to secure the cave entrance. With the plan set, the leader turns his attention to Jiang Chuxian. His body transforms due to his C-rank ability, turning him into a massive, ferocious, saber-toothed tiger. He menacingly tells her that her life ends today. His men make cruel and lewd remarks, suggesting they should record everything before killing her, revealing their monstrous nature. Jiang Chuxian feels filled with despair, horrified to be facing beasts in human skin. She cannot accept dying in such a place, and her greatest regret is dragging Xu Jingming into her fatal situation. She turns to warn him only to be shocked by what she sees. In a flash, the battle turns. The tiger-transformed leader's eyes widen as he senses movement. Before anyone can react, Xu Jingming appears behind Zhou Chong, his spear already through the man's chest. The bodyguard collapses, defeated in an instant. Xu Jingming looks down on his fallen foe coldly, remarking that even a third-tier fighter is not much of a threat. The leader is stunned by Xu Jingming's incredible speed, unable to understand how his mid-tier third-rank subordinate was taken down so easily. He realizes with a grim expression that he has misjudged the situation and Xu Jingming is the true threat. Roaring with fury, he unleashes his own attack, swinging his massive axe in a devastating tiger roar slash. However, Xu Jingming effortlessly dodges the powerful blow, his body a blur of purple lightning. As he dodges, he analyzes his opponent's strength, concluding that the peak third-tier captain's raw power is far stronger than his own, and he realizes he can no longer afford to hold back. The tiger-transformed leader and his men are left confused by Xu Jingming's display of power. Realizing he is facing a much stronger opponent than he thought, Xu Jingming decides he can no longer hold back and unleashes a hidden power, activating his Thunder Extreme mode. A massive violent surge of raw purple lightning erupts from him, tearing his shirt and revealing a newly muscular physique. Jiang Chuxian can only watch in stunned silence, her face a mix of awe and concern. The sheer force of this transformation shocks the tiger leader, who stares at the dark swirling energy and wonders what kind of monster Xu Jingming is. Xu Jingming's appearance changes dramatically. His eyes now glow a piercing blue with slitted pupils, and two large demonic horns sprout from his head, completing his terrifying new form. He revels in the incredible surge of power, finding the feeling amazing. After a moment of shock, the leader dismisses the change, believing it to be just a special mode meant to be intimidating. Regaining his confidence, he prepares to attack again. With a ferocious grin, Xu Jingming rushes forward. The two warriors clash, the leader using a defensive skill called Lying Tiger Stone, certain his armor can withstand any attack from a lower-rank user. However, he is proven fatally wrong as Xu Jingming's own Lightning Gale Slash connects with his weapon. The force of Xu Jingming's attack is overwhelming, shattering the leader's powerful armor. The impact sends the massive Tiger Man flying backward, completely defeated. Xu Jingming stands confidently in his transformed state, declaring his body is now 3 to 4 times stronger, a level of power the leader's tough beast-like hide could not withstand. The battle is not over. With their leader defeated, another bodyguard lunges at Xu Jingming, unleashing a powerful B-rank skill, the Flame Claw. Even in his transformed state, Xu Jingming's control is absolute. He effortlessly blocks the fiery assault with his own lightning. The bodyguard is left in utter disbelief, unable to comprehend how his advanced technique could be so easily stopped by a supposedly lower-ranked opponent. Xu Jingming stands over the now defeated bodyguard, acknowledging his opponent's resilience but remarking that it is expected from a peak third-tier fighter. He declares he will end the fight with one final blow. Terrified, the man begs for his life, offering Xu Jingming the Earth Spirit Spring and all his savings. Xu Jingming coldly dismisses his plea, stating that it is too late for begging. Jiang Chuxian watches the scene, her mind reeling in disbelief. She thinks that the team she hired, who cost a fortune and whose captain was rumored to be invincible, was utterly dismantled. She has never heard of any student from her university with such a powerful record, leading her to wonder if his ability might even be S-rank. With the others defeated, Xu Jingming turns his attention to the remaining bodyguards. In his transformed state, he feels the violent bloodthirsty urges from the Thunder Tyrannosaurus blood resurfacing, and he menacingly tells them it is their turn. The two men are frozen in terror, calling him a demon. Xu Jingming scoffs, retorting that compared to murderers like them, he considers himself far more human. Realizing they are outmatched, the remaining men make a desperate final stand. On their leader's command, they all consume their own blood-burst pills, preparing to fight to the death. The battle that follows is swift and brutal. The scene cuts to the aftermath where Xu Jingming, now back in his normal form but shirtless, stands victorious amidst the defeated bodies of the entire team. The immense power of his Thunder Extreme mode has taken its toll. He leans against a rock wall, breathing heavily and completely exhausted. He reflects that while his transformation is incredibly powerful, the energy drain is severe. Using it for just over 10 minutes is more draining than fighting for several hours. After the intense battle, a concerned Jiang Chuxian rushes to Xu Jingming's side, asking if he is all right. Despite his exhaustion, he reassures her that he is fine and suggests they collect the valuable spring water and herbs before they rest. Standing by the pristine spring, Jiang Chuxian expresses her relief that the bloody fight did not contaminate the precious resource. They proceed to carefully fill several glass bottles with the potent water from the Earth Spirit Spring. After they finish, Xu Jingming notes they collected even more than they had estimated. He hands 1.5 bottles to Jiang Chuxian, insisting she take them as her share, acknowledging that she also fought hard. Overjoyed by his generosity, she thanks him enthusiastically. However, their moment of relief is cut short. Suddenly, Jiang Chuxian stumbles and cries out in pain. She collapses forward against Xu Jingming. He realizes with dread that the severe side effects of the bloodburst pill she took earlier are finally kicking in. Jiang Chuxian feels completely powerless, unable to use her energy and too weak to retrieve clothes from her space ring. Trembling and blushing, she feels deeply embarrassed and worries about making a bad impression. Seeing her condition, Xu Jingming states the pill's side effects are strong and that he will take her somewhere to rest. Without waiting for a response, he lifts her into his arms, which surprises and flusters her. As he carries her, her heart beats rapidly, and she wonders if this is because it is her first time being so close to a man. Xu Jingming carries her to a small grassy clearing and gently sets her down. He tells her to rest there while he collects the remaining herbs. Before leaving, he takes off his own black shirt and offers it to her for cover. Jiang Chuxian accepts it, thinking about his kindness and consideration. While she recovers, Xu Jingming turns his attention to the defeated bodyguards. He takes a space ring from one and examines its contents, finding the loot from the elite team disappointing. Only some cash, beast materials, herbs, and a C-grade combat technique. Holding the 2 rings, he hopes to trade them for a single larger one, thinking carrying his long spear is very inconvenient. Jiang Chuxian calls out to him from the ground. She explains the Earth Spirit Spring can help with her weakness and timidly asks for a sip. Xu Jingming gives her some spring water in a vial, and she drinks it eagerly. Instantly, she sighs in relief as her strength begins to return. She tells him she feels much better, though she estimates needing another 3 to 4 hours to recover completely. She marvels that the pill's side effects can be countered and comments on the miraculous nature of the S-grade Earth Spirit Spring. Xu Jingming considers her recovery time and realizes night will fall in a few hours. For their safety, he suggests resting in the cave overnight. The thought of spending a night alone with a man in a dark cave leaves Jiang Chuxian utterly shocked and flustered. When Xu Jingming asks her opinion, the blushing Jiang Chuxian shyly agrees, telling him she will follow his lead. The next morning, the sun shines through the forest. Fully recovered, Jiang Chuxian stretches her arms, feeling refreshed. She comments on the pleasant forest air, joking she could stay for a month if not for the dangerous beasts. She glances at Xu Jingming and reflects on her worries from the previous night, chiding herself for her wild imagination. She concludes he is not the kind of person she feared, yet feels a slight sense of disappointment. Her thoughts are interrupted when Xu Jingming says it is time to leave and that he will escort her to the forest edge. Surprised, she quickly agrees. The two then run through the woods with Xu Jingming in the lead. Suddenly he stops abruptly, putting his arm out to prevent her from going further. A moment later, a massive flaming creature leaps over their heads. Jiang Chuxian looks up in terror, identifying it as a powerful 5th-tier blazing tiger. The great beast lands far ahead and continues to flee. Peeking from behind a tree, Xu Jingming wonders if the tiger did not notice them, but Jiang Chuxian observes its panicked state and suggests it is running for its life. Her eyes widen as she realizes what must be chasing it, a massive horde of gray wolf-like beasts with red eyes rushing past. In a hushed tone, she explains they are iron-toothed rats. She clarifies that while they are only 1st-tier beasts, in a swarm they are incredibly dangerous and could overwhelm a 6th-tier powerhouse. Now she understands why the blazing tiger was forced to flee. Faced with the swarm, Jiang Chuxian panics and urges Xu Jingming to flee. Reacting instantly, he grabs her hand and they turn and run with the horde of rats in hot pursuit. As they sprint, Xu Jingming knows the rats have incredible stamina, making a simple escape impossible. With the supply base 90 kilometers away, he realizes they need to move faster. His spear slows him down, and he declares he must abandon it. However, Jiang Chuxian quickly offers a solution, telling him her space ring is large enough to hold it. She effortlessly stores the heavy spear, freeing him. Now much lighter, Xu Jingming notes that holding hands is still too slow. He suggests it would be more efficient for him to carry her on his back, a proposal that leaves a stunned Jiang Chuxian speechless. Before she can object, he swiftly lifts her onto his back and continues their escape at an even greater speed. He eventually breaks out of the forest and into a ruined city. However, their relief is short-lived. They see the swarm devouring another beast's corpse. Xu Jingming grimly realizes their worst fear has come true. The rat tide has overrun the entire area. Cornered, he declares they must fight. He activates his Thunder Extreme mode, his body erupting in purple lightning as demonic horns sprout from his head. He tells a frightened Jiang Chuxian to hold on tight as he charges into the horde. He becomes a blur of destructive energy, cutting through the rats and earning ability points for each kill. Meanwhile, at a military outpost, Manager Wang Chuang and his team monitor the crisis. An official reports the rat tide is over 300,000 strong. Wang Chuang, looking grim, remarks it will be a devastating blow to the ecosystem. A subordinate shows a map of trapped ability users, lamenting that most will likely be devoured. Wang Chuang worries about Xu Jingming, thinking that unless his master Yang Zhentian intervenes, no one can save him if he is caught. Suddenly, a soldier spots a massive sphere of purple lightning on the monitors. Wang Chuang orders his troops to prepare to engage. A report comes in that the target is moving at 80 meters per second. The soldiers open fire, but their bullets are useless against the powerful energy barrier. Unleashing his full power, Xu Jingming, still in his demonic form, leaps high into the air with Jiang Chuxian soaring over the military blockade. He lands gracefully among the startled soldiers as his transformation fades. The soldiers are left in stunned silence. One exclaims he thought the approaching energy was a lightning beast, not a person. Another remarks on the man's terrifying aura, while a third finds the girl's silhouette strangely familiar. Now back in his normal form, shirtless and exhausted, Xu Jingming tells Jiang Chuxian they have reached the supply base and are safe. A relieved Jiang Chuxian holds his arm, thanking him. Just then, Manager Wang Chuang rushes over. Recognizing Xu Jingming, he asks if he can help after his escape. Xu Jingming explains he ran for over 40 minutes from the mountain area and is exhausted, asking only for a room to rest. Internally, Wang Chuang is astounded, knowing the mountains are over 90 kilometers away. He thinks even a 4th-tier ability user would struggle to break through the horde from such a distance. Eager to help, Wang Chuang offers to arrange a room, but Jiang Chuxian steps in, stating she will take care of him. As she supports the weary Xu Jingming, nearby soldiers begin to gossip. They recognize her as Goddess Jiang and comment on how lucky the young man is. They speculate about their relationship, with one soldier lamenting that his goddess has been stolen. 2 full days and nights later, Xu Jingming finally awakens in a comfortable bed. He finds Jiang Chuxian by his side, who greets him with a cheerful smile. She tells him he has been asleep for a long time and she was about to give him some Earth Spirit Spring to help him recover. Surprised he slept so long, Xu Jingming asks about the wilderness. Jiang Chuxian informs him the rat tide has not yet receded, so the area is under lockdown. She adds that after it is over, there will likely be very few beasts left. Realizing there is no reason to stay, Xu Jingming decides to return to the university as the semester is about to begin. Hearing this, Jiang Chuxian says she is also going back and suggests they travel together. Xu Jingming readily agrees. As they make plans, Jiang Chuxian remembers something she promised. She presents him with the autographed picture he had asked for. To Xu Jingming's complete surprise, the photo shows her posing suggestively in revealing lingerie, far from what he had expected. Flustered by the revealing photo, a blushing Xu Jingming explains to Jiang Chuxian that he asked for it on behalf of a friend and suggests this one is too inappropriate, requesting a more ordinary one instead. Jiang Chuxian is surprised, realizing she misunderstood his intentions. Internally mortified, she scolds herself for assuming he was interested in her. Flustered, she offers to give him a new photo and asks for the revealing one back. However, Xu Jingming looks down at the picture and shyly asks if he could keep it for himself, which surprises her. A pleased smile spreads across her face as she tells him he can. Trying to change the subject, a flustered Xu Jingming says that since he has been asleep for 2 days, he needs to book a train ticket for their return. Jiang Chuxian dismisses the idea of a train, explaining that she drove her car and offers him a ride back. Later, They drive back in a stylish yellow convertible sports car. As they travel, Xu Jingming remarks that only a major online celebrity like her would own such a limited edition car and notes it is his first time in a self-driving vehicle. Jiang Chuxian casually explains it is simple to manage. They soon arrive back at the Modu Superpower University campus. Having changed into casual clothes, they get out of the car, and Xu Jingming now carries his spear on his shoulder. Their arrival does not go unnoticed as students admire Xu Jingming's handsome appearance but lament that he seems to have an equally beautiful girlfriend. Walking through campus, Xu Jingming reflects on how much his strength has changed in the month and a half he was away. Jiang Chuxian asks which district his dorm is in. He tells her District 3. Since she lives in District 2, she suggests they part ways there. Before they leave, Jiang Chuxian tells Xu Jingming not to hesitate to ask if he ever needs anything. He agrees. Just as they are about to part, Jiang Chuxian quickly steps forward, surprising Xu Jingming. She leans in and gives him a quick kiss on the cheek. With a playful smile, she tells him it is a small thank you for saving her life. She then waves goodbye and walks away, leaving a blushing Xu Jingming behind. He touches his cheek, still processing the gesture, and thinks to himself that he was just forcefully kissed. Later in her luxurious dorm, Jiang Chuxian sits on her bed, thinking someone as powerful as Xu Jingming cannot be unknown. Deciding to investigate, she opens her laptop to search for his information. She muses that all the recent campus buzz is about freshmen. Soon she finds his detailed file. As she reads, her expression turns to pure shock. She discovers Xu Jingming is a freshman and an upper second-tier user. With a pout, she realizes she has been calling him senior the entire time and calls him a big liar. She playfully vows to tease her junior brother next time they meet. Meanwhile, back in his dorm, Xu Jingming reviews his gains from the trip. He completed his missions, acquired 2 space rings, and now has over 25 million in his bank account. He regrets that the rat tide cut his hunt short, preventing him from collecting more ability points. His system panel confirms his new status as an upper second-tier user with an S-rank ability, and he has 3,712 ability points. He feels confident this is enough to learn powerful S-rank combat techniques. His thoughts are interrupted as his roommate Liu Wentao bursts into the room. He exclaims that Xu Jingming is finally back and scolds him for not giving a heads up, saying he was worried after hearing about the rat tide. Xu Jingming confirms the tide happened but assures him the military is now handling it. As he speaks, Liu Wentao suddenly senses a change in his roommate's aura. His eyes widen in shock as he realizes Xu Jingming has broken through to the second tier. Xu Jingming calmly corrects him, stating he is an upper second tier user now. Liu Wentao is amazed. Xu Jingming explains he had a few near-death encounters but was lucky enough to survive and achieve a breakthrough. Liu Wentao is impressed, saying Xu Jingming is no ordinary person and wonders if he should also try a life-or-death situation to get stronger. Xu Jingming immediately advises against it, telling his friend his situation was special and the wilderness is too dangerous for him. Liu Wentao agrees not to go, then remembers something important. He tells Xu Jingming that Song Chuyun came looking for him several times and suggests he should contact her. Xu Jingming says he will, then remembers the gift he brought back. He hands the autographed photo to a confused Liu Wentao. A moment later, Liu Wentao's confusion turns to pure ecstasy. His eyes turn into hearts as he stares at the photo of Goddess Jiang, and he lets out a scream of pure joy. Back at the university, Xu Jingming goes to the Battle Technique Library. He reflects that the 4 missions he completed earned him 871 credits, a fast way to accumulate them. Sitting at a desk, he summons the AI Eva and tells it to display all available S-rank lightning combat techniques. Instantly, holographic displays appear showing powerful skills. He sees techniques like Thundermark, which inflicts massive lightning damage, and Thunder Prison, which creates an unbreakable lightning barrier. As he browses, he is surprised that a top-tier school like Modu University only has just over 20 S-rank lightning techniques. Knowing these skills are crucial for his future, he resolves to choose carefully. He continues sifting through the options, eventually focusing on 2. Heavenly Thunder Art, a ranged ability that summons natural lightning, and Thunder Armor, a defensive skill that creates a shield. He decides they are a perfect combination of long-range offense and defense. While a normal person might have to specialize, Xu Jingming smirks, thinking that with his cheat system, he can simply take them all. He discovers Heavenly Thunder Art is a prerequisite for a more powerful SSS rank technique called Myriad Heavenly Thunder Guide. He begins studying the manual and is struck by its complexity, finding it even more intricate than his Thunder Indestructible Body technique. The difficult content makes him sweat, and he thinks it is harder than understanding professional literature during his doctoral studies in his past life. After 6 long hours of intense study, an exhausted Xu Jingming slumps over his desk. He sighs, having finally gained a basic understanding. He decides that is enough manual effort and it is time for his system to take over. He clenches his fist and calls out to his system, Deep Blue, commanding it to add the points to master the skill. A massive surge of purple lightning erupts from him as the system instantly integrates the knowledge into his mind and body. The process is successful, but he is stunned by the cost. Upgrading one S-rank technique to the elementary level required a staggering 1,600 ability points. He cannot believe all the points he worked so hard to earn are only enough for these 2 skills. Just then, Eva floats over, reminding him it is 1 o'clock in the morning and he should use his time wisely. It also warns him not to use superpowers in the library. A bit sheepish, Xu Jingming agrees. Realizing it is too late to start the second equally time-consuming technique, he decides to come back another time. On the Modu University campus, a young woman jogs past a girl on a late-night run. The girl is Song Chuyun, and as she runs, she reflects on her intense training regimen. For over a month, she has been pushing herself to train late, a dedication that surprises even her. She is determined to challenge Xu Jingming when he returns, vowing to show him that she is the true #1 freshman. Her training is interrupted when she spots a large bird silhouetted against the full moon. It is a massive, menacing creature with red eyes, which she identifies as a white-ringed black feather eagle. She analyzes the threat, noting the eagle uses speed and camouflage to hunt in cities. She estimates it to be around the 3rd tier and concludes it would be a very difficult opponent. Suddenly, a loud noise from above startles her. She looks up, confused to hear thunder with no clouds in the sky. A moment later, a massive sphere of purple lightning materializes and explodes in the night sky, striking the eagle and tearing it to pieces in a shower of blood and feathers. Staring in disbelief at the raw power, Song Chuyun wonders which high-level lightning user could have destroyed the beast so effortlessly. Given the distance, she realizes the attack must have come from within the campus. She speculates it must have been a powerful senior student or a university mentor. The true source of the attack turns out to be Xu Jingming, standing in a secluded wooded area, surrounded by the crackling remnants of his power. A confident smirk is on his lips as purple lightning swirls around him. He reflects on his test, thinking that even this small demonstration shows the astonishing power of his new S-rank combat technique, the Heavenly Thunder Art. Xu Jingming receives a system notification confirming he kills a mid-tier 3rd-rank white-ringed black feather eagle, earning 34 ability points. He is amazed by the Heavenly Thunder Art's destructive force, its near-kilometer range exceeding his expectations. As he walks away pleased, a mysterious young man watches from the trees, finding the famous freshman interesting. The next morning, as Xu Jingming prepares to leave his dorm, Liu Wentao asks where he is going so early. Xu Jingming explains he is heading to the Battle Technique Library to study for the freshman competition. Liu Wentao is amazed by his dedication, thinking it is inhuman to train after returning from the wilderness, and decides he should also train after breakfast. Walking across campus, Xu Jingming hears Song Chuyun call his name. She expresses relief that he returned safely, then reminds him of his promise to spar. When he asks if she is sure, she confidently claims he should not underestimate her as her province's top scorer. Xu Jingming agrees to spar later, but an impatient Song Chuyun grabs his hand and drags him toward his dorm's training room. He finds her impatience amusing and wonders why she is so eager. Internally, Song Chuyun smirks, excited to reveal she has advanced to the 2nd tier. They arrive at the training room where Liu Wentao and Qi Dongxia wait. Xu Jingming readies his spear. Song Chuyun taunts him not to lose badly. He warns she cannot beat him without a weapon. She smirks and summons a massive halberd from her space ring. It materializes in a flash, which surprises him. A Fangtian halberd is rare for a girl. With it in hand, she vows to defeat him, and he calmly accepts. From the sidelines, Liu Wentao grins and declares the outcome already decided, making Qi Dongxia laugh. As the match begins, Xu Jingming senses her aura and realizes she has reached lower 2nd tier, which explains her confidence. He is not concerned. A surge of purple lightning erupts from him, shocking Qi Dongxia, who exclaims it is impossible he is already upper 2nd tier. A smug Liu Wentao teases her, insisting he already told her. Song Chuyun freezes, realizing her plan has backfired. She wonders how his promotion speed is so far above hers despite both being provincial top scorers. Surrounded by lightning, Xu Jingming asks if she wants to continue. Flustered, she agrees but begs him not to use too much force. He praises her adaptability and offers her the first move. With determination, she unleashes her A-rank ability, Light of Dawn. Brilliant light engulfs her halberd as she leaps forward. He notes it is his first time seeing a weapon-enhancing technique and swings his spear to meet her attack. Lightning and light collide in a brilliant explosion. With a relaxed smile, he parries her strike with overwhelming strength, sending her stumbling back. He remarks that her technique is impressive, but lacking in real power. Liu Wentao claps in admiration, saying it was beautiful to watch him block her famous technique so easily. Song Chu-yun refuses to give up and unleashes a flurry of attacks, her halberd creating afterimages. Xu Jingming remains calm, deflecting every strike with casual ease. He critiques her speed, power, and footwork one by one, leaving her breathless. She collapses against her halberd. Shocked, he countered an A-rank technique of over 100 strikes without using any skill. She guesses his spear mastery must be beyond advanced. He confirms it. His proficiency has reached master level. This revelation leaves her wide-eyed. She exclaims that she has trained since age 8 and only reached advanced level. Calling him a monster, she concedes the match, admitting she cannot surpass him with his S-rank ability and talent. He asks if she wants to test his other techniques, but she declines, saying her abilities are useless against his defense. As thanks, she invites him to lunch. He accepts. She says she'll see him at noon and leaves with Qi Dongxia, who comments that he is clearly the stronger one. After they leave, Liu Wentao gives him a thumbs up, calling him the strongest. Xu Jingming modestly replies that Song Chu-yun is not weak, and her advancement speed is impressive. Liu Wentao chuckles and says the only reason she looks weak is because Xu Jingming's power is absurd. He then reveals she is the great-granddaughter of Song Daoyuan, a legendary S-rank grandmaster. The news leaves Xu Jingming speechless. He remembers reading about the man in historical texts. Liu Wentao explains that since her family is in Sichuan and she is the Grandmaster's most beloved descendant, her rapid progress is normal. Understanding her background, Xu Jingming suddenly feels urgency and rushes back to train. In the library, Xu Jingming masters his second S-rank skill, Thunder Armor. When activated, a shield of purple lightning covers his body. He is impressed by its 90% damage reduction and automatic counterattacks, making it an excellent defense. 4 hours later, he checks his system panel and sees he has just over 700 ability points left after learning his 2 new skills. He notes he will need another wilderness trip soon. With preparations complete, he turns his focus toward the freshman competition. Time passes, and it's September 1st, the day of the freshman competition. Xu Jingming is walking towards the venue with his group and remarks on his friend's peculiar weapons. Qi Dongxia, wielding huge mechanical claws, explains that a unique style helps win faster and her goal is top 50. Song Chuyun says her goal is second place. He raises an eyebrow and asks if she has given up on fighting him again. She nods honestly, saying there is no point since she cannot beat him. Liu Wentao brings up another strong contender, Li Chengji, Qinghai's top scorer, who has also reached second tier. Song Chu-yun becomes excited to see how strong this rival is. Qi Dongxia then points forward, announcing they have arrived. They enter a massive arena. In the stands, Jiang Chuxian sits with Tang Qi. Tang Qi is surprised she is interested in the competition. Jiang Chuxian smiles and says she is here for someone she is watching closely. When asked who, she points to the entrance, saying he has just arrived. Below, Xu Jingming's group steps inside. Liu Wentao marvels at the enormous stage, wondering why the school built something so extravagant. Xu Jingming explains that his teacher told him the competition is a 100-person battle royale, so the stage must be huge. The idea of a large-scale fight excites him, and a predatory grin spreads across his face as he thinks about how interesting things are about to get. Soon, the freshmen gather on the arena floor. Liu Wentao looks up at the spectators and points out the many important figures present, including the presidents of the university's 2 most powerful clubs, the Ash Club Society and the Starfall Society. He guesses this impressive lineup is here specifically because of Xu Jingming. Xu Jingming feels surprised and asks if superpower universities even have club activities. Liu Wentao confirms they do, explaining these are combat teams, not ordinary clubs, and that their members hunt beasts, receive monthly training resources, and gain pathways into their guilds after graduation. He adds that Xu Jingming's senior, Liu Ming, is the vice president of the Ash Club Society, and says it is strange he is absent on such an important day. Xu Jingming grows concerned, remembering he has been unable to contact his senior or his master since returning. They went to the southwest, and he hopes they are safe. Meanwhile, in a private box, a subordinate reports the worsening battle situation in the southwest and suggests the president focus on more urgent matters. The president, Wei Hei of the Ash Club Society, dismisses this, stating he returned for one reason: to recruit Xu Jingming at all costs. Scanning the stands, he notices Wu Yuan of the Starfall Society and wonders why he is also here. On the other side, Wu Yuan watches the arena with a confident smirk, clearly sharing the same target. A massive glowing magic circle appears in the sky, and a magnificent balcony materializes from it and floats toward the arena. The crowd murmurs in awe, suspecting a powerful space-time ability user. A portal of golden light opens on the balcony, and an elegant woman with long brown hair steps through. Liu Wentao recognizes her as Vice Principal Ling Shuang, the guardian of the Battle Technique Library. Xu Jingming is stunned by her youthful appearance, but Liu Wentao explains powerful ability users age slowly, though she must be over 40. Standing on the floating balcony, Ling Shuang introduces herself as one of the university's 3 vice principals responsible for the Battle Technique Library. Since the principal is away, she will preside over the opening ceremony. She welcomes the students and announces that this year's freshman class has 1,024 students, including 6 provincial top scorers. She lists their ability grades: 56 A rank, 832 B rank, and 135 C and D rank. With a subtle glance, she adds there is also 1 S rank awakened student, clearly referring to Xu Jingming. Ling Shuang continues, explaining that the university distributes resources using a 5-tier rating system from D to S. The freshman competition will determine their first-year rating. Students whisper nervously, complaining that the system is unfair. Ling Shuang scoffs at the idea of fairness, and a powerful dark aura erupts from her as she demands when she ever claimed Modu University was fair. With a stern expression, she declares the school's purpose is to cultivate top-tier powerhouses, and that requires harsh competition. Her words silence the crowd. Xu Jingming, however, is unfazed, and a confident smirk appears on his face, thinking this environment suits him perfectly. Ling Shuang advises students not to hide their strength, as more power means more resources. She then outlines the competition rules. The first stage is a 100-person battle royale, with drones counting each student's number of defeats. There will be 10 rounds. The top 5 from each round advance. She projects the reward list. First place receives a 10 cubic meter space ring, A-grade resources, and 1,000 credits. Second and third place receive A-grade and B-grade suits, rare resources, and credits. The prizes leave the students stunned. She adds that their performance will determine permission levels from C to A, while S rank is granted separately. With that, she passes the ceremony to another dean and leaves in a flash of golden light. Dean Sun Qing's-now of the Elemental Academy steps forward. She formally announces the start of the freshman competition and reminds them that exceptional performers may be chosen as personal disciples. The students buzz with excitement. Ava begins selecting the first batch of 100 students. Xu Jingming's group notices that Li Chengzhi, Qinghai's top scorer, is chosen. From the stage, Li Chengzhi gives Xu Jingming a provocative smirk. Qi Dongxia points it out, while an annoyed Song Qiuyun calls him arrogant. Liu Wentao thinks Li Chengzhi has made a terrible mistake provoking Xu Jingming. The 100 selected students gather. Dean Sun Qing's now reassures them they will not die, as Ava will generate protective shields in extreme danger and a medical team is ready. With a countdown, the battle begins. The arena erupts into chaos. Spectators focus on a sword-wielding student dominating the field. He has already broken through to the second tier. They identify him as Li Chengzhi. On the battlefield, he cuts down opponents with ease, calling them weaklings. The round ends quickly, and a drone announces he defeated 36 people, taking first place. As he steps down, he looks up at Xu Jingming and challenges him to surpass his score. Watching his arrogance, Liu Wentao sweats and mutters that the guy is begging for disaster. In the stands, a member of the Starfall Society asks their president, Wu Yuan, if Li Chengzhi should become their new focus. Wu Yuan dismisses the idea, saying their target is still Xu Jingming. When asked if he has insider information, Wu Yuan replies it is something he personally witnessed. Ava soon calls the second group. This time, Xu Jingming is among them. His friends cheer for him to show his true strength. Xu Jingming nods calmly. As he steps onto the stage, the remaining contestants panic, complaining about their horrible luck. Many immediately give up on first place and aim only for the remaining 4 spots. Xu Jingming stands confidently, amused that they think distance will save them. From the VIP area, several deans observe. One asks Dean Sun if Xu Jingming is Dean Yang Zhentian's new disciple. She confirms he is the S-rank user. Another dean comments on his impressive aura. But when Xu Jingming reveals his power level, a dean spits out his drink in shock. Xu Jingming has reached the second tier despite awakening only a month ago. The others are equally stunned. Dean Sun quietly notes that Dean Yang is excellent at hiding things. The countdown begins, and as soon as the battle starts, Xu Jingming unleashes a massive vortex of purple lightning that engulfs a huge portion of the arena. The remaining students freeze in disbelief. Standing at the center of the storm, he spins his spear with blinding speed, thinking that compared to slaughtering beasts, fighting humans is still far more enjoyable.